Okay, the channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on so many levels. We are going to play Daggerheart.
Daggerheart!
Yay!
Yay!
So, little bit of preamble here. Saturdays, obviously, is when we have more typically been playing our Masks campaign. We are not giving up on that Masks campaign. We are still playing it. But in order to have sort of a backup game to play when we have players missing, instead of just having to deprive those players of the ability to to play that week or to miss stuff happening in the story, we thought, let's have this other campaign that we can play as kind of a backup. But also, Daggerheart just seems really cool, and we did sort of a preliminary session 0 type of session a couple weeks back that we didn't really get to finish. And so we figure we'll kind of jump back in, recover some of that ground, and do a session 0 and world building for Beast Feast, which is one of the campaign frames of Daggerheart. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I will be the game master tonight. Our players: Nobilis Reed.
Hello!
Dove Archambault.
Hello.
Jason Banks.
Hello.
Lee Burdett.
Hi.
And Paula Weimer.
Insert future witty comment here.
Who are they playing? Well, we will find out as the session progresses. Just if anyone is not yet even aware of what Daggerheart is, it's a new tabletop role-playing game that has come out just recently from Darrington Press, which is a lot of the people behind Critical Role, but also a lot of other talented game designers and artists and writers have come together to make Daggerheart, which is a very exciting new role-playing game, and I think we're all excited about it, so we wanted to give it a shot. And as for campaign frames, what those are within the game is kind of just, it's a setting, it's a framework for different tones of game that you can play with the Daggerheart rule set. And we, in our previous exercise, chose Beast Feast among those, which is designed to be, well, we'll talk a little bit more about the details of it, but I wanted to go through the process that Daggerheart itself suggests for a session 0. Now, because we kind of did a preliminary one before, some of this will probably be quick because they're involved decisions we've already made. And if so, then we will go ahead and just announce those and then move on through. But so first of all, player introductions. Well, easy enough. We've done that. Hello, everybody. Session overview. So this is basically what we're going to go through. We're going to talk about the CATS, which is an acronym that we'll cover in just a moment, but basically it's a concept, aim, tone, subject. We'll then go through the world building, where we'll talk about this campaign frame, what it entails, what there is to know about it before we start, how it impacts character creation, and then we'll do some world building and map exercise with it, and then talk about some of the different mechanics that this campaign frame includes. Then we will go to character creation, and we will walk through that whole process. I suspect that will be a bit quicker than a normal session 0 would, because I think just about everybody, almost everybody at least, has already made their character. But some of those choices might change. We will see. Either way, you'll get to meet all of these characters, and then we'll figure out how they know each other, how they connect to one another, and so on. And then we have some special session 0 questions related to the campaign frame. Then, if we get that far, we'll do a little introductory scene and maybe have a little bit of inciting incident adventure. Sound good, everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Alrighty then. So, CATS. The idea of CATS is it's sort of a preparing to have a campaign sort of exercise where, for example, a concept is like, let's all agree, what's the big picture pitch of this campaign going to be? Like, if we were going to describe what kind of campaign is it, that's what concept would be. Now, because we have already chosen the Beast Feast campaign frame, that's essentially the concept in this case. which is, you know what? Let me just go ahead and, because the campaign frame literally has a little section called pitch, I'll just read that right now. If I was on the right page, I could have read it immediately. In the meantime, though, I'm going to vamp while I scroll a little bit. There we go. The pitch. The rustic, peaceful village of Elmore sits atop the Plover Caves, a labyrinthine system of caverns full of dangerous and delectable creatures. When the powerful magic keeping the villagers safe begins to fail, the bravest among them must descend into the caves to save the day. In a Beast Feast campaign, you'll play everyday heroes diving into the Plover Caves to reignite the magic lure that lies in its depths and cook up delicious meals. Welcome to a culinary world of zoophagous delight, where the beasts you fight become the food you eat. And so, obviously, one of the primary inspiration touchstones for this is the recent and excellent anime Delicious in Dungeon, also known as Dungeon Meshi. It's very good. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's on Netflix. Or, you'll pick it up as we go. But so that's the concept, and we've kind of more or less already agreed on that. Aim is like, what do we want, like structurally? Like, what do we want this to be? And we kind of touched on this briefly already, which is this is kind of a backup campaign for when we don't have everybody to play our Masks campaign. Eventually, it might become more than that, but we will, deal with that as it might arrive. Next is tone. And tone for a Beast Feast already kind of includes, absurd, comedic, creepy, fun, lighthearted, silly. But there's actually a fun little exercise that I wanted us to actually go through. So I'm going to, let's see if I can, that's interesting. Oh, there we go. I can do it this way. The book has this thing where it has a whole bunch of different words here. And what we would do is to have everybody, go through and either circle a word that you especially would like this campaign to be, and cross out any that you don't think you would like, you don't want it to be in here. And so if you are seeing this only or hearing this only in audio, we've got, adventurous, dramatic, cozy, funny, goofy, gritty, intimate, lighthearted, political, romantic, scary, whimsical. And so I thought that was kind of an interesting way to approach this. So are all the players seeing this in Roll20?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. Okay. Now, I would invite you to just go ahead and, using the little drawing tools, either, circle the ones that you especially like the sound of, or cross a line out for the ones that you would rather avoid. And when you feel like you've done all of the ones that you have strong feelings about, we will just recap the results. All right. Getting some moves already. All right. And everyone can just yell out if you get to a point where you feel like you're done. Feel free, of course, to duplicate if because everyone's little pen is a different color. So if you wanted to, also do one that someone has marked already, that's fine. All right. I'm seeing some trending here. Yeah. All right. Okay. Is everybody good with the ones you've chosen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, I think that we've got as far as crossing out, we had several people crossed out political. I think that's probably something I might have crossed out too if nobody else had. We've also only got crossouts on goofy, gritty, intimate, romantic, and scary. We've got a couple of, we've got some circles on cozy, dramatic, and funny, but the big ones that seems like almost everybody circled are adventurous, lighthearted, whimsical. So
Yeah.
I think that is pretty much in keeping with what the campaign frame is sort of designed for, which makes sense because we picked it. So the next piece here, subject, which would be things to include or avoid, lines and veils, and that sort of thing. Now, because we went through that exercise for our masks campaign, and because we've played together reasonably well, I'm going to sort of like start with a default assumption that we would not make any dramatic changes to what people had selected for the masks campaign. Is that
Yeah.
valid?
Mhm.
Is there anyone
Yeah.
who would want to make any sort of tweaks there? Okay,
Sounds good to me.
great. So that's cats. I hope everybody enjoyed that.
Yep.
Didn't ruffle my
Um,
fur.
All right. So now let me put us back on our little Beast Feast image. And we also have a map. Oh, yeah, we're getting little circles. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Let me get to the better page on the PDF here. So we already kind of read through the page with the pitch, tone and feel, themes, touchstones. Kind of touched on all of that, and so the overview page has about 5 paragraphs of like basic world building stuff that I was thinking I might just read but I will allow folks to veto actually reading through that if you like. But I feel like it's good tone setting. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, long ago, within the heart of the Plover Caves, Hyalaeus the Forest Mage cast a powerful spell, creating a lure that draws dangerous creatures from the surrounding area into the caverns. For centuries, this kept any harm from coming to the village of Elmore. However, the caves are now filled to the brim with strange, unexpected creatures from across the region. And the remnants of outsiders brave or foolhardy enough to venture into them. But nobody from Elmore is foolish enough to be caught dead in the caves. The quiet, rustic village is full of bakers and weavers, farmers and cobblers, with ne'er a sword in sight. The villagers are more concerned about not mucking up their contribution to the yearly Stewpot Festival than the dangers outside their walls. That was until the village's beloved halfling mayor, Doug Dougal, was attacked by a dangerous creature during his daily hike through Plover Woods. The lure created by Hyalaeus all those years ago is fading, and with it, Elmore's protection. As increasingly dangerous beasts stalk the woods, the villagers have banded together to reignite the ancient spell, calling on anyone who might pick up a blade to descend into the caves and save their people. Unfortunately, the defenseless people of Elmore have ceased hunting and foraging in Plover Woods for fear of attack until the lure is reactivated. There isn't much to spare, so every bite in town is precious. Anyone venturing into the caves will have to hunt and prepare their own food while they're down there. The easiest way to find the Plover Caves is to take the western road out of Elmore and follow the birdsong of piping plovers. Old tales from this area say these small birds were the only creatures that move freely in and out of the tunnels without losing themselves to the depths, so following them almost always leads to an entrance or an exit. The old tales also say that the Plover Caves are endless. This isn't true, but it might as well be. They stretch on for hundreds of miles underground, deeper and more sprawling than even the most adventurous explorer could map in their lifetime. The entry path leads down on a sharp decline for miles until it finally splits into many branches leading to various regions within the cave system. Here, different biomes are home to unique creatures, wondrous flora, and valuable treasures left behind by adventurers past. The deeper you go, the more dangerous and delicious the creatures are, and the more precious and powerful the treasure is. And even deeper still lies the lure. Those from Elmore might be surprised to find there are many people happily living and working in the dark, dangerous caverns. Most reside in camps, but more permanent residents have small cabins carved out of rock along the tunnels. The culture in the Plover Caves is very communal, and ambitious folks have set up shops for bartering or trade. Most major caverns even host a Berries, the chain of small restaurants that serve the catch of the day, fresh and hot, in exchange for gold. Residents might stop in when they're too tired or ingredient poor to cook up for themselves. But Berries restaurants are also hubs for gossip, entertainment, and warnings about what dangerous beasts might be lurking nearby. All right. So, it has some notes about various character options and ways that you might shape your character based on this setting. So for communities, it notes that for all communities, any community that you might choose for your character, the expectation is that you are from, you're most likely going to be from the village of Elmore, which is as we described it, which means you are not a seasoned warrior, unless we want to really try to lean into why you would have been in this village like this, right? You know, because everybody is starting at level 1, and so we don't have any, like, you know, hardened veterans here that have well, like, you can have whatever backstory you want. Like, I've seen characters, for example, that, like, oh, I used to be this incredible warrior, but now I'm old, and that's why I don't have all my skills anymore, because I haven't used them in 30 years or something like that. But in any case, the characters are villagers from Elmore. If a player wants to create a character whose chosen community wouldn't be found in this peaceful village, we can figure out where the character came from. They don't have to be from Elmore originally, but the expectation is that that is where they live now. With the only exception being, perhaps, if you are actually from one of the communities in the Plover Caves, which, especially if you wanted to choose the Underborn community, might make sense for that. And so also it has some tips for if you wanted to be Ridgeborn or Loreborn, and it has some questions in here, specific questions you might ask to help that community fit into this setting. Was anyone... does anyone have any questions about whatever community you were thinking of that we want to, like, talk about at this point?
I do.
Go ahead.
Yes.
With this.
Okay. So, what I had in mind was someone who was perhaps born. He was left. You know, he was a foundling, but found by an underborn community, and specifically a priesthood of the the most elder golden slime.
Okay.
And raised in that faith, and then, but because he's a surface folk, even though he's grown up with these underborn folk, sent out to be a missionary to the surface folk to tell them the wonderfulness of the great elder golden slime.
All right.
And he's set up a little shrine in the village, and has probably collected a few people who come by and, you know, make offerings. Are they faithful? he can't tell. He assumes they're sincere.
So
They
we're
might
gonna get.
very well be. Yeah.
So
So
I'm just going to say, like, we'll get more deep into each character
yeah.
as we
So
go
that's what
on.
I.
So
That's
yeah.
so I have Orderborn, and that's the
Okay. All right, great. No, I
That's
mean,
the-
so that's good. I just
Yeah.
we'll get deeper into each character later. That I was
Yeah.
just for specifically how it's suggesting the ties here. It also has some suggestions that for ancestries, it notes that clanks, which are kind of like constructs or perhaps robots in this game, this is a campaign frame that very much is focused around eating. And so if you are a clank, then do you eat? Probably not. Well, it says clanks can consume organic matter, but they may lack the ability to taste the food. And so it suggests they might enjoy the culinary arts for other qualities, such as texture or aesthetics. And I think what we touched on the possibility of smell last time. It also suggests that if you wanted to be a fungril, which is like a fungus person, a lot of what people eat down in the caves is fungus based, and so it might be complicated in that way. So it doesn't say you shouldn't pick a fungril, it just suggests you think about how you might, as a character, approach that potential complexity. And then as far as any class you might pick, you should consider, it says specifically, when players select martial abilities or spells, they should consider how and why their characters learned these techniques or what skills they've adapted on this journey, given that part of the setting is that these are not existing warriors. These are people who have had ordinary jobs who are now forced to try to take up whatever tools they can to try to fight, given that they had not previously been soldiers. So whatever class you pick, think about how and why your character would have whatever skills you might be choosing. Let's touch on player principles here. Build on humble
Christiana?
origins. What? Yes, what?
I just want to note that I was thinking of a backstory
Okay.
where I came from elsewhere outside of the Elmore, but I found my way to the town, and we can discuss the
Okay.
reasons for that
Yeah,
later.
no, that's fine.
Okay.
It's
Wanted to
just
make sure.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, as long as you're let's keep with the tone and the principles here.
Yeah.
So it's build on humble origins, right? So when you make a character for this campaign, they should be a villager from Elmore who has gathered what tools they can to descend into the Plover Caves. And it's like, they could be from somewhere else, but ideally that they're not just like, well, I'm a hardened,
Yeah.
veteran soldier from somewhere else who just happens to be here, right? Like, we want everybody to kind of be in the same boat as far as not being used to this kind of thing is the ideal. And we can talk about that, but it's basically saying, think about what quaint or mundane job your character holds in the village and how it might have prepared them for their new role as a hero. And so it's like, perhaps they're a florist who knows about plants, a clockmaker with dexterous fingers, a mage who runs a humble potion shop, a blacksmith with a strong hammer arm, or a chef with a particular adeptness for knives. And use your character's occupation as inspiration for their experiences, the kind of weapon they carry, and how to flavor any features you choose for their character. And then slay and fillet. Have you tried eating it? No? Well, then how do you know it's not food? Carry a curious mindset with you as your character explores the caves, learning about the various beasts and blooms that could make a delicious meal and potentially an excellent addition to your cookbook. And last, balance comedy and heart. If there's a place for a silly character name, a low-stakes yet important life goal, a weird personality quirk, or a zany aesthetic, it's this campaign frame. Embrace the fun, make bold choices, and look for opportunities to set up your character's allies for comedic moments. Additionally, let your character experience vulnerability, reveal a hard personal truth, or bond with another character over something important to them. Strive to balance comedic and heartfelt moments. And there are some GM principles here too that we don't need to necessarily go over, except that I am going to be trying to follow them. Make it delicious, give them purpose, create personal conflict. There's also a page here that I'm not going to read the whole page on this one, but it talks about a cave of wonders. We're going to see on our map in a moment here that there are different layers of the caves, and that the caves, this is like in Delicious in Dungeon, or any other sort of setting that has these extensive underground environments, is that there's quite a variety of biomes here. And this is fantasy, and it's in more than that, it's silly fantasy. So there's room for basically just about any kind of thing you could imagine within these caves, and that they could actually even quite often change quickly. And then there's a couple of like notable locations. So if you can all feel free to like read this page that's the distinctions for Beast Feast, but I'm not going to just read the whole thing for the stream here. The campaign also, this uses the terms beasts and blooms for the animals and plants or fungi that are edible in this world. Anything with distinct personhood isn't considered a beast or bloom, even if they may resemble something that would otherwise be edible. For example, a fungril or dracona, which are like fungus or, draconic, like dragonborn type people. So the point is just, you can consider just about anything potentially edible, but not people. And so we're not going to be talking about that, basically.
They are not for eating.
Yeah. And there's going to be like various like ecosystems. And one of the notes too, is part of this game is that it really encourages player collaboration on world building stuff. So much more so than I might in a Dungeons and Dragons game, I'm going to be asking you, the players, to come up with key details of the environment and such. And that will happen semi-regularly. And then last but not least, the lure. The lure is the orb of concentrated magic. I think it's basically, it gives a lot of leeway for us as the players and game manager to decide anything we want about the details of what that is or how it works. There's some questions there. I'm not going to go through it right now just because I don't think we'll really be getting to that point in this session tonight. But if we play this game more, maybe we'll get to a point where that stuff becomes more specifically relevant. Okay, and now let's talk about the map exercise here. So here on Roll20, I'm going to put us on the Beast Feast map. And one of the things that I think is neat about this map compared to the other campaign frame maps is that it is, it's sort of a cutaway. Instead of being, surface topographical, it's showing depth. And so one of the things that's relevant about that is that even as we look, and we can see up at the top here, we have Elmore, and then we see an entrance to the Plover Caves, and then, Brilliance, the reflection of stars. We see these limits of like the shallows, the twilight, the abyss, the hedral layers. It is important to remember too that the map is not literally showing everything there is. Right? There's very frequently going to be lots of large areas that could be anything we want, that can be in the general vicinity of something we see on the map, but doesn't have to be literally shown on the map. So that's important to remember. So one of the things that we also have on this map at the top here is a list of a whole bunch of different possible like location names. Right? And so what I would like, unfortunately, these are not like grabbable labels, but what I would like to suggest is that everyone pick 2 of those from that list and put them somewhere on the map, which means use the text tool to just type it onto the map somewhere. And so just like pick somewhere on the map and say that that location is in that general vicinity. And like I said, you don't have to match it to something that's on the little image. You can just have it be in that vicinity, and then we will know if we're ever headed in that direction that that's a location that's in that area, and we would probably decide as a group what sort of place that is. Does everyone understand?
I understand the assignment.
I adore these names.
Yeah,
by the way.
they're great, right?
Yes.
So, for anyone listening only in audio, we've got a number of food-related names like Kebab Point or Toast Wrench, Slow Roast Springs, the Obelisk.
Oh, okay. I thought it was pronounced the O black, which
Well, I mean, obelisk is, I think, the pun there.
okay, I
yeah.
see.
All right, so I see we're getting a few.
I'm finding that if we use 16 point, it fits well, it's visible well, but it doesn't go all over the place.
Right. And it, certainly we can obviously, this is a map that's
Cool.
pretty detailed, so you can zoom way in if we're ever, dealing with wanting to
Yeah.
be a little closer in somewhere. But feel free once you have, placed some labels to just, say which one you picked and give one detail of what you think that place is like.
I picked the saltines, because I feel like that would be like almost like some weird, like ant-like hive-like creature that has these like salty nests that can be used to season food.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Where did you put it? I'm not seeing that one.
It's near.
It's right above reflections.
The stars, yes.
Yeah, it's
Aha!
like,
Oh yes, I see. Yes. Okay.
might want to move that up a little bit so we can read it.
That's all right. I just there's a lot of map to cover. I didn't see where that one was.
How do you resize the text boxes?
When you select the text tool, there's a little number for the font size.
Are you trying to change the font size, or are you trying to change the size
I'm
of the
trying
box?
to change the size of the box of the text box itself.
Well, you click it with the arrow, and it's got the little draggable corners, just like any other token.
All I have is a thing that allows it to rotate.
Well, I mean, which one are you trying to do?
The obelisk.
Okay, see, it's right there, and oh, you know what? Like, it does have the yeah. Okay, so that one, you need to it seems like what you want is the font size to be bigger. Yeah.
Okay. What's showing on my screen is the ob.
Okay,
Just
well,
OBE.
that's not what I see on mine. It is showing the whole thing.
That's weird.
Try refreshing the screen, reload the screen.
Trying it. Had that with the masks and the team.
Okay, yeah, it's, you know what,
Like-
I just add a bunch of spaces to the end too. That might work also. Like, let's not get bogged down in this, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, okay, guys, keep going. Keep saying things.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I was stupidly putting things. So I have.
Okay.
So I have Timir, the ruins of Timir, which is on the far right in one of those descending caverns. I'm thinking it was a former outpost, but the main buildings are still around. You're basically like the tea houses and other inns. Everything else has been demolished. So thus Timir.
All right.
And I also have Salt Brine Falls, which should be self-explanatory. It's a waterfall of salty water, which is actually in the northeast portion of the map, east of Brilliance.
All
Or
right.
east of Brilliance.
I did also the abyss is also it's above the stars and reflection.
All right.
because I feel like that could be like almost like a gooey place, you know, like it'd be wet, kind of gross, but like
Okay.
you could probably make a nice some sort of bisque out of that, you know.
Sure.
I like a good tomato bisque actually.
Who does not?
Let's
I'm
see.
just suddenly questioning my own understanding of what a bisque is. I guess I'm used to a bisque only being a seafood, like lobster bisque, but maybe I
Yeah,
am. I'm.
like a
No.
cousin to a chowder. Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh, is there one with like a chowder spin on it? No, there is a stew.
Yeah, there's a jambalaya ruts or Jamaica ruts. I think you could probably change it to jambalaya.
I I think it's jicama is what that word is.
Oh,
Jicama.
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 Yeah.
Ooh, they make decent. You can mash those. You can boil those, which is
Yeah.
pretty good.
I would say also you don't need to be limited by the names that are on that list. If you have one of your own, you can feel free to put whatever you want, name it whatever you want.
Yeah. The other one I chose was Ravenous Ravine,
All right.
and I put on this um kind of border of the like just off the side of the catacombs, because
Okay.
that looks like a ravine that would have a lot either that fits the theme,
Sure.
fits the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the obelisk was the down near the bottom, this thing that looks like a
Mm-hmm.
weird dragon thing.
Yeah.
Oh, all the way down there.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, there's so many mouths. It's like Junji Ito made that.
Yes.
Oh,
But no.
Okay, I'm seeing lots of labels
Yeah.
that people haven't said.
Yeah. I picked the Griddlefell for that long, what looks like a long
Waterfall.
waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not entirely sure if that means that that waterfall is a consistency of maple syrup.
oh my God.
Actually, no,
or
let's just say that. The like the
Yeah.
consistency and maybe the
Or-
sweetness of maple syrup.
or frying oil.
Yeah, either one of those two, one of the two.
Yeah.
Right. No.
It's-
All right.
Okay. I mean,
So we got-
I'm still seeing ones people haven't said, so I don't know why people are being shy about it. But-
Okay. I put Rosemary's Lookout like at the top of a hill, looking out across from like one of the really big caves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like Rosemary is someone who was pining there for her love who'd gone into the caves and never came back, and it's rumored to be haunted.
Huh. Nice.
Ooh.
And for Balthazar Retreat, this odd looking tower with a telescope.
Mm-hmm.
I figure, a great wizard Balthazar retired there.
Alright. Nice. So, has everybody done two?
No,
Yes.
I'm still trying to think of for the second one.
I've
Okay.
done 3 actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
thanks.
All right, I'll let him be my third or my
okay.
second.
I feel like sometimes these things get complicated with y'all. I don't know
Overcome.
why. Just pick two. All right.
Anyway,
Anyway, I think we've got
I added
enough.
Manchego Manor, and that's where Bright is from.
Okay. Great. That incidentally was one of the ones that I was saying, like, I see that one on there and nobody has said it. And so it's like I have to prod you guys sometimes. All right. So in any case, we've got some good map building in there. So let's next talk about the specific mechanical differences in this campaign frame from the standard game. One is that your starting equipment is a little different. In particular, because you are everyday heroes with no access to standard weapons, instead of choosing your starting equipment from the normal list of tier 1 weapons, you instead are choosing from ones that would be perhaps more fitting to the theme. And when we did some of this stuff a couple weeks ago, we noticed some of these on the list, but didn't realize at the time that it's because those are specifically the only ones you're supposed to be able to choose from here. So you can, if you are a class with a spellcasting trait, you can still choose a tier 1 magical weapon. But it is you're going by this primary physical weapons list that has things like iron skillet, cooking knife, rolling pin, forge poker, firework launcher, etc. And magic weapons including enchanted mop, whisk wand, and so on. And so secondary weapons and armor, likewise, this is the list that you can choose from. So when we get to that point where you've got your character with their equipment made, or if you've already done that, please make sure that it's on this list. It may be that you eventually find other stuff, or if you were to in-game encounter someone who has a standard sword, and then you defeat them and they leave their sword behind, you could then have the sword, or you could find a magic sword or something like that. It's not like it's a forever restriction. It's just intended to be what you would have to start. Next. Oh yes, go ahead.
And importantly, they're not any really, they're reflavored versions of weapons that are already there.
But it is encouraged in this, especially because this is a game where this is going to be true regardless, is that you are encouraged to flavor your various actions in ways that fit the fiction. The text of the ability is, generally speaking, just going to be talking about the mechanics of it, and you are able to sort of flavor it however you like. I might occasionally call you on something if you are describing something that would have an impact on the mechanics of it, but we could cross that bridge when we come to it. The last big piece that we need to talk about with the campaign frame is that normally in Daggerheart, when you take a short rest or a long rest, you take various downtime actions. And those downtime actions can include things like recover health, recover stress, prepare, which lets you, regain hit points, stress points, or gain hope, respectively. You do not have access to those in Beast Feast. Instead, you still can do repair armor, but otherwise, in order to clear stress, clear hit points, or gain hope, you have to do the new downtime move, Make a Feast. And when you choose this move, you are able to contribute any ingredients you are carrying to the party's collective meal and then gain the benefits of the resulting feast. And my understanding of the rule here is that if you want some of the food, you do have to contribute an ingredient. However, potentially you could negotiate that amongst yourselves. If someone just wasn't carrying any, they could share with someone else, But the point is, in order to eat some of the food, you have to be using the downtime action of Make a Feast. So you can't have two downtime actions that are something else and still eat the food. You are able to carry a number of ingredients up to the level of your highest attribute, which to start with is going to be 2. Everyone's highest trait is going to be 2 to start, and that means you can carry 2 ingredients each. Each ingredient is going to have a flavor profile, and I'm going to put us now on a different setup here that I have made in advance because I thought it was such a fun idea. Make a Feast. So what we have on screen now is a little mixing bowl, and then there's different die sizes where each flavor represents a die. So sweet is a D4, salty a D6, and so on for bitter, sour, savory, and weird. Every possible ingredient is going to have a combination of between 1 and 3 flavors to it. And so if you contribute that ingredient to the feast, we will put the appropriate number of each of these associated die in the bowl, right? So, for example, if you had an ingredient that was sweet, salty, and bitter, then you would contribute that ingredient. You would put 1d4, 1d6, and 1d8 into the bowl. When everybody has contributed their appropriate ingredients, we might have, quite a number of dice in the bowl. We would roll them all together, and then you remove any that are matched. So, for example, if you had a D8 and a D10 that both came up on a 7, then you would take those 2 7s out, and then that adds 7 to the resulting meal total. And then you do that until, we'll get to that point. But the idea is you remove all the matches, and if there aren't any matches, then you remove 1 die and you roll them again, and you do that until there's only 1 die left. Then whatever matches you got, you add those all together, and that's the resulting feast roll. So let's say you got a total of 8. What that would mean is that everybody who participates in the feast has 8 points that can then be used to refill hit points, refill stress, or gain hope. So, part of this is going to be, how do you get ingredients? Well, one way is you're going to have to hunt things. You're going to have to kill monsters and harvest those ingredients from them. There's also, that's for beasts, there's also blooms, which is once per rest, you can spend a hope. Each PC can spend a hope to gather blooms from their surroundings. And I might tell you specific ones that you get, or there's a table to roll on. And a bloom might be any different flavor profile, but it's generally going to be just one thing. So you might find something that's just bitter or something that's just sour, and it would be 1 die each, but you can always do that. You can also get those things like potentially outside of a rest environment. It's just you sort of automatically during a rest can spend a hope to do that activity. Otherwise, you would have to probably make a roll, like a regular action roll for it. So, does anyone have any questions about the making a feast mechanic?
No, I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Right. Any questions I have would be best handled during play.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
The last piece of that, though, is that you all, and I'm saying you all because I'm not going to do it for you, collectively, you all are going to make the cookbook for what you make, which means I'll tell you what ingredients you have, but you all need to decide how you are preparing them. What do you call it? And then you'll get whatever the flavor profile is, and feel free to, you can draw a little picture of it or do whatever else you like to decorate your cookbook. But part of the reason you want to do that is that anytime in the future you are making a new meal that has the same flavor profile as a meal you've already made, you can gain some bonuses. Like you get better at, if you have a meal that is savory and sweet, and later you're making another meal with different ingredients that is still also savory and sweet, you can gain bonuses for that because you're better now at making savory and sweet meals. So that's why you have to keep your cookbook. But it's also a case where, you can't all carry infinite ingredients. And so you'll have to manage that. And that is part of this whole premise. It is intended to be a major part of the mechanic. It is the way that you recover hit points and stress and so on when you rest. And not just, you don't instantly get all your hit points back because you took a long rest. That's not how this game works. All right. That is, I think, the campaign frame stuff we wanted to talk about. So let's now jump to character creation. So I think what I will do is I'll go through the steps in the order that the book calls for them in. And I think if everyone has just made these choices already, we'll just say what you've chosen and keep moving. If you have any questions about them, or if we still need to help make those decisions, then we'll do that. But I want to kind of follow the game's process and sequence for this. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yes.
All right. So the first choice that you make when you make a Daggerheart character is you choose your class and your subclass. So everybody has. Do you here? Because everyone's going to be saying something instead of just doing popcorn, which inevitably produces crosstalk and silence. I'm going to just call on folks, if that makes sense. Does that sound good? Everyone okay with that?
Okay.
Okay. So, class and subclass. Nobilis, what have you chosen?
Warlock, Pact of the Endless.
All right. And one quick note related to that is that if you bought Daggerheart and you only have the book, you might be saying, "What? Warlock? That's not in the book." I have experience with this reaction because it was my reaction when Nobilis said he was making a warlock. However, if you are using demiplane.com, which is very similar to D&D Beyond, only it has a multitude of games in there, including Daggerheart, where you can make your own electronic character sheets for the game. There is a couple of playtest classes in there, including Warlock. So Nobilis says, gained my permission to use that playtest class. That's where that is if people are confused. Okay, Warlock, Pact of the Endless. All right, Dove.
Human Ranger or Ranger Wayfinder.
All right, Ranger Wayfinder.
Yep.
Jason.
You're muted.
I picked a Seraph and a Divine Wielder.
Okay, great. Seraph, just for anyone who's coming from D&D, is going to be a little bit like your sort of cleric or paladin class, depending on how you run it. A lot of the classes are very, one-to-one, so that's one that's just a little different. All right, Lee.
I'm gonna make a new character.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
that's totally fine.
What I'm thinking about is doing a druid.
Okay,
So that we have a healer.
sure. Well, Seraph can heal potentially.
Yeah.
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 But I'm still looking at that.
Okay. Paul, have you decided on one?
I'm gonna go I'm gonna go with my backup plan. I was thinking Seraph, but I'm gonna go with my backup plan of Sorcerer Elemental Lightning.
Okay. Does that
Shocking,
help
I know.
you decide, Lee?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a druid.
Okay. Druid, and which subclass have you picked?
Let's see. I think I'm gonna do the Warden of Renewal.
Okay. Fantastic. So the next thing that you do when making a Daggerheart character is that you start with your class and subclass, and a lot of your basic abilities come from that, and also some of your starting stats like how many hit points you have and your evasion score and so on come from just making your class choice. But next is ancestry, which in other games would be like race or species, and lots of different games use different terminology. But ancestry is what is used by our game here. So, Nobilis, what is your character's ancestry?
Human.
Human. All right. Very nice. Humans in this game. Let's see. Where is it? High stamina, adaptability. All right. Dove.
Also human.
Also human. Jason?
I have made a Wildborn Galapa. It is
Okay.
a turtle man.
All right. And we'll come to the background in just a moment. Our community, yes. So Galapa is, like Turtle Man. Okay. And Lee, have you decided? You still thinking about it with your brand new character?
Still thinking about it.
Okay. What about you, Paul?
I've decided on a Dracona. So
Okay.
yes, once again, I'm playing a Dragonborn, guys.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. Dracona have, scales and elemental breath.
I mean, it goes with me being a lightning elemental sorcerer, so I'm going to be
Sure.
shocking everything.
And then the Galapa I didn't say, but they have a shell, and they can retract into the shell. All right, so Lee, you're thinking about your ancestry. Like what are
Yeah.
you leaning towards?
Um.
If you want more time, we can move on. We
Yeah.
can come back
Let
to
me
you.
let me have a little bit more time.
Okay, no worries, no
Yeah.
worries. Okay, so next would be community, and this is kind of where your character has come from, what kind of place. And so, for example, like Highborn, Loreborn, Orderborn, Ridgeborn. So I would like each of you to, but especially because in this campaign frame, we're kind of imagining that you're all sort of from this one village. It doesn't mean you all have to have the same community from a character building standpoint. But so what I'd like for each of you when you say your choice is like tell me which one you picked and why, like what that means for your character. So Nabilis, you kind of touched on this briefly, but do you want to expand on that?
Orderborn, from a monastic community that worship the great golden slime. Um, I'm not sure what else there is to say at this point.
Well, what's the deal with the great golden slime?
It's
They are the great golden slime.
I mean, if
well,
you
it's-
worship it, you presumably know things about
Right.
it.
So okay, so one of when you choose an Orderborn character, one of the things you choose are 3 dedications.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are acting with in regard to those, once per short rest, you can use a D20 as the hope die instead of a D12.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Orderborn dedications for the golden slime are: be like the golden slime, generous with its honey, benevolence toward all breeds, welcome everywhere. The second one is: be like the golden slime, illuminating the darkness with its wisdom. Through curiosity, the golden slime learns all. And the last one is: be like the golden slime, responding to adversity by dividing into more slimes. Through challenge, the golden slime is everywhere.
All right. Lovely. Okay, Dove, how about you?
I chose Highborn, but like I said before, this character is from far away,
Okay.
and but was brought here by well, previously it was she was hunting for for someone for like uh it was, I believe it was Nobilis's character at the time, but it could be like, called here to help solve the issue with the lure or anything like that.
Well, so I want to I don't want to tell you not to do Highborn, but what I want is I want you to think about from the perspective of the like from humble origins player principle, right? So like I don't want them to be like an authority figure sent by some central government.
Well, it's basically my idea is that she is kind of a fish out of water in this situation.
Okay.
Like she wasn't like sent by the king to do this, but like, you know, one of the items she has as part of her thing is a seemingly broken compass.
Okay.
And the idea is that it has guided her to this place.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps part of the, she thinks maybe it's um, maybe it's to help with the lure, maybe it's something else.
Okay. Well, I kind of want to encourage you to decide. And I don't want to necessarily push back too hard because I don't think like this. It's not like the stakes are high, but it's just given the campaign frame is really kind of like it's encouraging pretty strongly that everyone is kind of from nearby already, and so I don't want to say you can't be from far away, but I guess I want to ask why you want to be from far away.
Well, the thing I was thinking is like, she is someone who hunts for a living.
Okay.
But like the idea of eating monsters is unimaginable to her.
Okay. Why?
Like, why eat a monster when there's so much other game available? Because that's her experience.
Mm-hmm.
And well, you know, obviously in Elmore it's easier, you're easier to find monsters to kill than or in the you know, in the
Yeah.
setting, it's easier to find the monsters. And basically, yeah, part of the thing she has to learn. She has to discover.
Okay. All right. But okay. That's all right. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I think that it's let's try to not have too many characters that are going kind of it's okay to have a like so I'm just struggling a little bit because it doesn't really follow what the campaign frame was suggesting, and so I think sometimes you don't want to answer the question of like why you want to make it like that. You know what? I'm sorry. I don't want to pick on you here. It's fine. It's you got Highborn. Decide why they're here though. Don't
Okay.
give me a hypothetical of things that it might be good. Just decide what it is. You can think on that. You don't
Yeah,
have to
I'll
say
think
it
on
right
it.
this minute. But yeah, but do like pick something. All right. Okay. So Jason.
I picked Wildborn because his name is Clem Jr. and
Oh my
he,
God.
he is from a rural community out of Rootvale known as Iron Vein, where he fell into the practice of worshiping one of the gods of forge and science and technology, that being the turtle god Donatello. Mind you, he's now out on adventure and he wants to seek going into um, this area because he wants to take his study and practice into the culinary world. You know, his dad was an adventurer and a tinkerer and a thinker, but he's taken that approach and added it to food and hitting things with a hammer.
All right. Okay. Lee, do you have a community chosen?
Yeah, and I've got a heritage.
Okay.
My new character,
Mm-hmm.
he's a fawn, and he's going to be a Ridgeborn.
Okay. And what Ridgeborn is specifically one of the ones that the campaign frame highlights is just like you might find that the sort of the rocky terrain of
Mm-hmm.
of the caves is familiar and comfortable for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Yep.
And
And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this one.
great. All right, Paul, what about you?
I was actually thinking Ridgeborn as well. I was thinking that his family was from a small hamlet on the ridge, but life's there even rougher than in the village. So they've kind of emigrated into the village to live there. And now that that's why he's part of the community. His family are and he is a butcher because I have a cleaver as a weapon.
Okay, great.
So yes. I mean it's possible, Lee, that your character came from the same community up on the ridge. Or
Eh, My
it's a
my
yeah,
thought right now is that his name is Zeke, or
the
their name is Zeke rather,
their names.
that he's a shepherd for the
Ah,
village, and
that makes
so
sense.
Shepherd and
he's
Butcher would
pretty
have
much
done a
out
lot of,
there
yeah.
tracking down sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah. So again, when you are not from, this is for everybody. So I'm just noting how five out of the five players have decided they're not actually from Elmore.
Oh no, he's from Elmore. He's a shepherd for Elmore.
Okay, but
He-
okay.
Brett is
Oh,
absolutely a long time resident of the town. He
Okay.
came as a very young man. He's
All
right.
not anymore.
okay, OGM. I'm willing to change. I'm not sure which one of these communities
Oh,
fits that. So help me out here.
Well, so
I'm
I'm
looking.
not. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
the
yeah,
problem
because
is like
I'm
each individual person, like it's a perfectly valid choice. But this is again part of why we
right.
talked about the setting stuff
Right, I
to
was trying
begin
to
with.
figure out
The
something.
whole kind of
Yeah.
concept here is that this is a small town where the small town villagers have decided to band together to go into the scary caves.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you see, this is why
I
I'm
see.
trying to push back and encourage to
No-
play into that theme a little more,
Right.
because
I'm-
Okay, so which communities exist within Elmore?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm asking for because
Right. well,
that's
so again, you can be from some like your character Nibilis.
Mhm.
You originally came from somewhere else, but you
Right.
have been a citizen of Elmore for some time.
Yes.
And so when we have people from somewhere else, you're describing them as though they've just shown up. And then now we have to say, okay, well, why are they here? Why did they just get here? You see, like,
Okay,
what
I see.
what we would like is for everyone to have lived in Elmore for some time, or at least nearby.
Well, I thought of a hook for my character.
Okay.
My character's grandmother is the Rosemary of Rosemary's Lookout,
Okay.
and basically the compass that she that Kyria has is something that she got from her, inherited from her grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it has basically guided her to important things, and this time it is guiding her to Elmore,
Okay.
and
See, I like that. See, what I'm looking for from everybody is
Mhm.
personal connection to
Yeah.
the village, and not just like, here's why I'm around and
Okay.
available.
Okay. My family are the butchers of Elmore.
Okay. Now you
Simple and
can
direct.
still have like, you can still have chosen the Ridgeborn community, right? But like again, it would be ideally something that like maybe that's where you came from originally, but you have now settled in Elmore. Part of the idea here is we're not saying the world is under threat. We're saying Elmore is under threat. And I want to know why any of you wouldn't just say, "Oh, this place is dangerous. I'm going to go back home." See what I mean?
Got it. Okay.
All right. But see, like Dove, I like
So-
that
so
having
the-
that
so the
that
question-
personal connection is the thing.
Yeah. The most direct way to ask what I think you're trying to ask, Christiana, is what is your character's connection to Elmore?
Yeah. And I would like it to not just be, "Oh, this seems like a nice enough place when I arrived 2 weeks ago."
It needs to be deeper than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. That's the idea. That's why the campaign frame said the characters are villagers from Elmore.
Yeah.
It just so it's Clem Senior was the blacksmith for
All right, great.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he's still there. That's why he's not going to leave. But he doesn't want to be like his dad. He's excited to go try this different food.
Okay, that's good. Yes.
Yeah. And if you've got butchers, you have to have something to butcher.
Yeah.
So that's what Zeke does is his family works with Paul's family and so they raise the livestock. Paul's family butchers them, sells them to the community.
Yeah. So like yeah,
Symbiosis.
and like so like if we want to say like this is just like the hills outside of town is up where that that happens,
Mhm.
and then you come down to Elmore to sell the sheep, like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So but you're not from like far away, and you're just happen to be here now.
Mm.
Yeah.
No.
All right. That great. I think we've gotten to a good point. But I hope you all understand why I was kind of
Yeah,
trying to push
I
back.
No.
didn't want to imply that we just moved into town.
Yeah.
It was, but
I think-
okay, I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's like I said, it's like nobody's choice as an individual was bad. It was more just kind of like it felt like everyone was kind of trying to do their own thing a little bit. And like,
Okay.
so again, it's like I was just trying to herd us together a little bit more.
Understood.
All right, great. So let's see. Next is well, you would choose languages as well, I suppose. Although I don't know that that's terribly
I don't
uh,
see that on this.
critical here.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I see.
Yeah. So if I can get to a page,
You're
I
not.
could bookmark these things. So when you are choosing your ancestry and your community, and then let's see, has this, I guess it doesn't have the whole separate section like that. You know what? Let's just not worry about languages right now.
Okay.
We can deal with that later if it feels like it's important. Okay. So next is the character traits that you're going to choose. And so the character traits, by and large, are pretty familiar. If you're used to something like D&D, what we've got here is agility, strength, finesse, instinct, presence, and knowledge. So does anyone have any questions about what those would entail? I think they're fairly self-evident. Okay, so what you're going to do with your starting traits is that you're going to get one of them gets to be a +2, and 2 of them are going to be +1, 2 of them are going to be 0, and 1 of them is going to be a -1. What I would like is everyone who's already assigned them, only tell me what's your +2, like what's your best one and what's your worst one, just for relevance. So, Nobilis.
My best is knowledge, and my worst is strength.
All right.
Which is not a min-max option as a warlock. I should have put my +2 in presence, but I'm fiddling it up a bit.
You know what? That's fine. No worries.
Okay. It's strength for me.
Strength is your best?
Yep.
All right. And what's your worst?
And the worst is finesse.
Okay.
My best is agility, and my worst is strength.
Okay.
Oh boy. My best is instinct. My worst is strength. We are not a brawlers in this game.
Well, I mean,
well, we've
Jason's
got one so far.
characters-
That's their best thing. Yeah.
And I've got my best is instinct, and my worst is presence.
Okay. Great. Did we get everybody? I think we did, right? Everybody said theirs? Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So your evasion, how many hit points you have, and how and stress are all dependent on your class. I believe everyone always gets 6 stress. I think that's true of every class. But otherwise, your evasion and your number of hit points is going to differ depending on what class you got. One of the things that's notable with evasion is that it is separate from your armor. Unlike D&D, where those things are tied right in. So evasion is specifically something that you can flavor however you like, meaning you can justify that your evasion score is based on you being quick and agile and dodging around, or you can have it be that you're just tough enough to take it, or you can have it even be that you are intimidating enough that people blink when they try to shoot at you, or you can say that you've got magic wards that are blocking things. You can flavor that however you like, but the number is the number. Your arm, let's see, and your HP is going to be not as high a number as in D&D. Because the mechanics for that work a little differently. We're not going to get too into that right now, but if anyone has questions about it, please yell them out. And then stress, obviously, everyone gets 6. So, starting...
Actually,
yes, go ahead.
7 stress.
Do you?
That's what it's given me.
Okay.
I think humans get an extra point of stress.
Maybe that's true. I believe every class starts with 6, but maybe...
yeah, gain an additional stress slot at character.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah.
Okay.
So, good call. So I was saying it was the same for everybody, and it turned out not to be true. Okay. So now, starting equipment. You're choosing weapons. Either one, probably going to say either a 1 2-handed weapon or a one-handed primary and one-handed secondary is probably what you're choosing. You're going to pick an armor from the list in the campaign frame. Does anyone have any questions about those or how the rules work for the little stats of them?
Yeah.
All right.
Can you put the list up just to make sure? I want to make sure I've
Oh,
got something from the list.
yeah, let me where okay, sorry, I'm trying to flip to the campaign frame here. So, you want to tell me what you picked, and I'll tell you if it's on the list, because the list is too many things for me to just read. The
Okay,
whole thing.
sparkling staff.
Sparkling staff.
Is that on there?
I'm looking. Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm good.
All right. Anyone else want to just yell out what they've grabbed for weapons and armor?
So we get 2 weapons, correct?
Yeah.
Well, yes, but if you are getting grabbing a two-handed weapon,
With a
usually
weapon.
you would only have the one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was the other one?
Christiana, is the only hammer they have is the enchanted hammer? Is that on there?
There's a sledgehammer.
Is there? Is that, or is that two-handed?
That's
I
a
think-
two-handed, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. I didn't see that.
Okay, yeah, it's on the primary physical weapons list.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a primary magical weapons list?
Yes.
Because I'm looking for one, and I'm not I was looking for like a one-handed, but I'll go for a two-handed. I'll take off my shield.
Okay. I mean, there is an enchanted hammer, but so to use a magic weapon, you must have a class with a spellcast trait. I
Right.
think maybe everybody does, but that is a requirement. So, did you have a question, Lee?
Yeah, I'm just trying to look for a I'm trying to look for like a primary weapon that
Okay.
fits with the environment that is actually like a magic weapon.
I mean, do you
Or
want
has
me
a
to just read
spellcasting.
you the list? I'm
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes, please.
Yes. Primary magic weapons: enchanted hammer, enchanted mop, enchanted scissors, enchanted broomstick, exploding potions, enchanted forge lighter, enchanted boomerang, enchanted kite, whisk wand, sparkling staff.
Okay.
I can read
Yeah, I think we're
the
gonna go to
physical weapons.
we're gonna go whisk.
Okay, whisk wand. All right. So
Okay.
did people need me to read because this list should be in the campaign frame section, and I mean I think they're all just mixed in together when you're choosing from the equipment list on the character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so I can tell I've got the list here. It's all in the campaign frame section from the book if you look it up in the rules compendium. So, anyone else have questions about this? Do I need to just read
Nope.
the whole list again?
No.
Okay.
Well, the suggested weapon for a ranger is short bow. So I
Okay,
don't know.
well, no, you can't use. Okay, what you need to pick is stuff from the list here. This is why I'm talking about this list. It has to be from this list, and short bow is not on the list. So, if you want ranged, there's fishing rod, slingshot, firework launcher are physical weapons. Then enchanted kite, whisk wand, sparkling staff are ranged magic weapons. There's also as a secondary weapon, there's whips, flare launcher. But yes, this is exactly why we're going through this exercise.
Yeah. And a whisk wand. Looks like my okay.
Yeah, I'll do slingshot.
Okay, great. Do you all know where you can find the list? I can link it to you. Okay, so yes, what you need is to be not in characters. You make another tab or something like that, and then you need to go to the compendium, in the library for the D&D Beyond. And so this is
Oh, if you're on your character sheet, you can go to manage equipment.
well, okay, but that's probably not
Oh.
yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
going to link everybody the compendium rule. I'm going to put this in the Zoom chat. I would have linked it a long time ago, except I thought everybody was also already looking at it. Okay. So if you click that, you should be able to just go straight to, like, everything I've been reading from is in that spot. And so you're going to need to go there, and you're going to have to scroll a ways down, but you get about maybe halfway down, and there's Beast Feast starting equipment, and it has the lists there.
Aha.
Including, it also has the armor there. You also, when you are, you all of your other equipment, your other inventory is going to be the same as the standard. Where I can never find the page that I'm looking for. Like it's the worst part of it is that I always like know like I can in my head I know what the page looks like, and then I just can't make myself get right to it again. Okay. Why is okay? All right. So are people still choosing? Are they looking at the list? What's happening?
Yeah,
now?
I'm
Is it
looking-
me
I'm
just
looking
waiting
at the
on-
list.
Okay. I just want to
Yep.
make sure it's like, if people, I want people to have time to do this
Hey,
properly.
Dove, what's your character's best stat?
Agility.
Okay. Then if you want a ranged weapon, the fishing rod is probably your best bet.
Yeah, I mean each of the weapons does have the stat that you use to attack with it. And so slingshot is a finesse weapon as opposed to an agility weapon, but fishing rod is an agility.
Once. And
I need to switch over to enchanted broomstick.
Okay.
Why so?
It the whisk wand uses knowledge, and
Mhm.
I'm not great at that. Um,
Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's yeah, I that's a good call, Lee. I need something that's instinct as well. Instinct is where I'm strong. So
Yeah,
oops,
the
it feels
instinct weapons are enchanted boomerang, enchanted
Wait.
forge lighter.
slingshot, like finesse doesn't use agility.
No, finesse
They're
and
good-
agility are two separate traits.
Oh,
Think of finesse as fine motor control and agility as gross motor control.
Or it's like, are you fast and acrobatic, or are you precise
okay.
and dexterous?
Weird. That's something. That's odd. Yeah, I'm mixing systems, so
Okay,
don't
yeah.
worry.
But
Wow.
yes, they are distinct.
Okay. So I'm going with fishing rod then.
All right.
going fishing. All of us.
Paul, what's your character's best stat?
Instinct.
Okay. Melee weapon, you've got walking staff.
Oh well, I'm a spellcaster, so
So you can take the enchanted broomstick, enchanted
the-
forge lighter,
yeah. I think the enchanted
enchanted boomerang.
enchanted forge lighter, enchanted boomerang. Boomerang is a It's a throwing weapon. I like that.
I mean, to some extent, I am comfortable with you picking one from the list mechanically and deciding that to flavor it like something else. But it's important to pick the one that you're going to actually roll with mechanically so that the
Right.
rules are in place, right? Now, if you want to pick fishing rod, for example, Dove, and then say that it's actually something else that fits the fiction, I'm fine with that. But that's why we need to pick from the list mechanically.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
the other. Oh yeah. Go ahead. Yes.
I went ahead with the fishing rod, and that's good.
Okay. Anyone still picking?
No, not me.
Okay. All right. So, did everyone get choose either a two-handed or a one-handed and a secondary? Okay. Did everyone get armor?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The one thing that I think is notable with the armor is that obviously if you are choosing the heavier armor, the base thresholds are higher, but you are going to have an evasion penalty. So note that armor is separate from AC. Like AC in D&D, your armor adds to your AC and it's all tied together into the number that the enemies are trying to hit. The way that it works in this game is your evasion determines whether or not they hit you, and the armor determines how much damage you take if they hit you. So note that heavy armor might make it easier for them to hit you, but you take less damage when they do, is the trade-off. As opposed to, for example, there might be, armor proficiency in D&D where, you have to have heavy armor proficiency in order to wear heavy armor. That's the trade-off here. So, what did everybody choose for your armor?
A leather apron, because that sounds like something a butcher's kid would wear.
Hmm?
Quilted clothing.
Yeah, quilted clothing.
Right.
Yeah, I took the tree bark. He basically put together nuts, bolts, and scraps of things out of the shop to
Okay.
stitch together some armor.
Great.
Yeah. Leather.
Okay. So the other starting items, I did finally find this page, and it's in the character creation part, which I should have used to look at first instead of going to the equipment tables later. Your starting inventory also includes your starting inventory items, which include a torch, 50 feet of rope, quote unquote basic supplies, which includes tent, bedroll, tinderbox, rations, etc. A handful of gold, and your choice of a minor health potion or a minor stamina potion. And then you will have a class-specific, other miscellaneous items. Now, I believe when you make the character in demiplane.com, it will prompt you for all of that. Gold, it's worth noting that we don't track individual gold pieces here. What you have are handfuls of gold, bags of gold, and chests of gold. And that's, that's all kind of abstracted in that way. Okay, so now background. You're going to have background questions in your character guide. And these are based on your class, but it's also relevant that the campaign frame material in the section that talks about the different communities has some alternative questions you might consider when trying to determine your background. So, is there anybody who has already answered those, and vice versa? Is there anyone who's really still working on those and needs more time on it?
I've answered mine.
I've answered mine.
Okay.
Yep.
I have not answered mine.
Okay.
What should make people wary of
All
you?
right. Well, how about we have the people who have answered them? Let's go ahead and answer them for just saying it to everybody.
Okay. If I may start.
Mhm.
What desperate situation led to you pledging your life to your patron? I was abandoned at the entrance to the dungeon as a baby and raised by a community that followed it. So the desperate situation was long before I can remember. Um, I don't know why I was abandoned. I don't know who my parents are. Um, but as a young man, I was sent back to the surface to bring my faith to the sunlit world. In the decades since, I have built a small shrine and attracted a few followers.
All right.
The second question is, your patron has given you one task you must accomplish before all else. What is it and why does it worry you? I've been charged to seek out the golden slime itself, who is said to reside in the dungeon somewhere. I worry that the party will see it as a monster and try to kill it.
Oh.
And finally, you and your patron are similar in a very specific way. What characteristics do you share and how do you feel about it? We are both resilient, adaptable, and more dangerous than we look. I am proud to embody these aspects of the golden slime.
Great. And while we're at it, have you chosen your experiences?
Yes. I have priest of a small cult and lived a long, hard life.
Nice. So, for those unfamiliar with Daggerheart, part of the character creation is choosing two experiences at start of creation, where it can really be anything that kind of makes sense with your character. The way that it works is that in a circumstance where you think that your experience would be valuable to whatever check you are making, you can spend a hope and add +2 to whatever roll you're making. And this is done before you roll, not deciding after when you've missed, for example. But it can really be anything. Although if it's too broad, we might talk about narrowing it a little bit. It should be flexible, but it shouldn't be something that you can just add to every single roll you make. But because you have to spend a hope to use it anyway, that already kind of has that built-in sort of limitation that makes it so that a flexible one is still fine. Okay, so who else has theirs ready?
I have mine.
Okay.
A terrible creature hurt your community and you vowed to hunt them down. What are they, and what unique trail or sign do they leave behind? And I said, they are a shadow creature that leaves behind a trail of death.
Okay.
Your
But
first kill.
I would ask to just a little bit more elaborate on the it attacked your community specifically because if your character, like, which community are we talking about here?
I think the community she was raised in.
Okay, but so you've sworn to hunt it down?
Yes.
Okay.
And so like she's constantly keeping eye out, like
Okay.
keeping eyes and ears for any news, any sign,
Okay.
similar attacks and such.
All right.
And then your first kill almost killed you too. What was it, and what part of you was never the same after that event? It was a large boar that was discovered to be very pregnant after she killed it. And the fact that there were a half dozen unrealized lives kind of made her lose a lot of joy.
Hmm.
And then you've traveled many dangerous lands, but what is the one place you refuse to go? And the land of dreams, which I I don't know what
I
it would
want to
be.
encourage you to pick something that's an actual
Okay.
place and not hypothetical.
Okay. Let's see.
Like it can be it can be just making up the name of a place. That's fine. But let's not have it be because the whole point of having it be in the backstory is that it might be someplace that comes up and would be relevant and important.
Uh there are kind of bird folk, right? In this?
No. There
No?
are
Okay.
birds, actual birds that fly around in the
Well, I mean, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Like,
do you mean like as an ancestry that you can choose?
yeah.
Are there? I don't remember. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Yeah, I'll have to think on that.
Okay.
And but the
There's
experiences
is
I've
the
come up with,
fairy that can fly, but they're not bird people.
uh, the experiences I came up with are Huntress and Eye for Skinning.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean the Phalanx. Why not? Yeah.
Sure.
That. Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah. All right. I I think the intent of the question is like the to have it be part of the drama is that it has to be like if you've sworn never to go, the whole point of like having a swear like that in a game like this is to make you actually have to go,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
But it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. We don't need to relitigate that stuff. All right. Okay. Who else is next?
Let's see. I got mine. So it says, which god did you devote yourself to, and what incredible feat did they perform for you in a moment of desperation? And I said, of course, the turtle god of the forge, science and tactics and study, Donatello. Um, and he, when his it was early on when his dad was when they had first moved here to the town and his dad's hammer broke, he fused the hammer back together. And his dad was like, Donatello be praised. And it's kicked him off into this way of, doing a thing.
All right.
And it says, how did your appearance change after taking your oath? Once he took his oath, it enlarged him so he could go out and do adventures. Because his dad's kind of like a box turtle, because for some reason it's like his shell just always seems to have stuff in it, even though he's like a little turtle, you know. But it made him much bigger. Like, like I would say the equivalent of like a box turtle versus like a river turtle. Like to us, they seem small, but they're much different in size. And it says, in what strange way, unique way do you communicate with your god? And obviously, he has to draw within his shell because there's a little altar inside.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did you say your experiences? I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. And experiences are one is every beast has a flavor. So whenever he's making a meal with a new ingredient,
Mm-hmm.
he's super energetic about it and gets some assistance from his deity.
All right.
And the other one is merchant because his dad is help. He's read. I'm sorry. It's called. I read my father's notes, and basically it helps him figure out the price of things, whether if it should be just a handful of gold or if it should
Sure.
be,
Sure.
a bag of gold.
All right. Great.
I want to take a pause here.
Mm-hmm.
The Beast Feast mechanic is kind of weird. You're
Yeah.
not rolling for success or failure. You're just rolling a bunch of flavors.
Well, yeah.
Where does the +2 for that ability go?
It's a good point. I thought about saying this myself, but I think what the way that this could work is that you wouldn't be necessarily using the experience specifically during the make a feast action, but
Okay.
it could potentially come into play guessing which sorts of creatures might have the sorts of ingredients you want, for example, and how to get certain sorts of ingredients from different sources. Like I understanding that stuff is theoretically stuff you could get bonuses for. But yeah, the make a feast mechanic is not one that you would add to.
Yeah,
Because that's not how that mechanic works.
the way I looked at them, I figured it'd be something like, like say if we wanted to find a way to use an ingredient, right? Like if we could figure out like maybe if it could be used in the beast feast move, right? Like so if we found a new creature, we're like, can we eat it? And we'll
Yeah,
see if
no, like
The
yeah.
answer's
So
always yes.
Yeah.
well, okay, in theory, but like for example, getting an early indication of what sorts of ingredients you might be able to get from it, and what sort of like how to have some influence over what kind of ingredients you get.
Yeah. Or if
Because
that
it's
tail is
so what I'll
savory.
tell you right now is that there is not a secondary list for every adversary in this book that tells you what ingredients come from it. This is something that's determined somewhat collaboratively on the fly. And so, for example, if you were looking to get some savory ingredients, for example, like so, I think that we could probably find places where that would come in handy. Is my point. But
Okay.
yes, but Nobilis is you're absolutely correct though that it would not apply directly to the make a feast action. And so even if we want to say by default you can assume that pretty much any beast you fight is gonna produce ingredients, how many ingredients and what they are might not always are not always like predetermined. Or, for example, just a matter of saying, well, hey, how do we find something that's going to have this kind of ingredient that we want? All right. So, I mean, if that feels like, if you feel like you're happy with that, Jason, I think that works for me still. But you know, if you ever feel like you're having trouble thinking of ways that it can actually come into play, then we can work with that. We can figure something out.
Oh no, it'll be good.
All right.
Alrighty, I'm ready. If or
Yeah.
background questions, why was the community you grew up in, so Elmore Village, so reliant on nature and its creatures? And my answer to that was, we need to eat, question mark. And who was the first wild animal you bonded with? Why did your bond end? I first bonded with a rabbit, and it kept me company as long as it lived.
I was going to say, it was potentially a
And
long-lived rabbit.
either that or I named it baked, fried, stewed, fricasseed. The and the last question is, who has been trying to hunt you down? What do they want from you? And I said, Crazy Corey thinks I stole his lucky charm and wants it back.
Oh.
And that actually plays back into the starting inventory where I found a strange pendant found in the dirt. So that strange pendant is the pendant that Crazy Corey thinks is his lucky charm and he wants it back.
I
Right.
see.
But hey, I didn't steal it. I found it.
All right.
But yeah, and my experiences were observant and never going to give you up, never going to let you down.
Wow.
Okay. So, next.
Wait, I didn't go
I'm
yet.
sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay, background questions. What did I do that made people in my community wary of me? That was the first time I accidentally unleashed a minor bit of untrained lightning magic. It was unexpected, shocking, and the pork chops were ruined. What mentor taught you to control your untamed magic, and why are they no longer able to guide you? That would be my Aunt Theodora, who has gone to the east. That's what the Shora say when someone has died. You have a deep fear you hide from everyone. What is it, and why does it scare you? I have a deep fear of being immersed in large bodies of water with others. It scares me that because of my lightning nature, that being submerged with my lightning abilities with someone else will hurt myself and others. I'm afraid I'm going to lose control and go zapping.
Zap people.
Yeah, zap people. On my my experiences, I went with Butcher, obviously, and magical studies. What I learned from Aunt Theodora before Aunt Theodora died. So that's what I got.
All right. So, the last piece of character creation here is connections, but just to reprime everybody for doing that part, let's just go through and have everybody do the quick high-level concept of your character, basically like what's their name, what kind of do they look like, you know, so I think every character sheet has a character description section with suggestions. You obviously don't have to choose from that list, but they're pretty good lists, I think. So give just like your name, your high level description, what they did in the town, because if that's how you would like primarily know each other so far. And then we can each go through and do the connections characters. I think each of you probably has 3 connections questions. And so you would pick one of your fellow players to ask for each of those. And we'll go around and try to obviously make sure we're spreading them around. So, okay. So, Nobilis, recap your high level situation here.
Okay. Bright is an old man, a priest of a minor cult. Most people treat him like a batty old uncle. And I'm gonna start with my first question. Well, you know what? Let's go around and do our
I
descriptions,
was
and then
going to
we'll do the
say have
questions.
everybody
Yeah.
do their recap first, and then
Right.
to remind each other.
Yep.
Dev.
So my character is Kuria. She is a ranger from a far distant place, called here by her grandmother's, by an heirloom left to her by her grandmother. And I think her first introduction to the town was she happened to walk in when a beast got a little closer than comfortable to the town, and she managed to managed to take it down before it caused any harm.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
So I have you. Are okay? Yeah. All right.
So Clem Jr. is the son of a adventuring tinkerer and engineer who's now a blacksmith here in this wonderful little town. And he's learning to be just like his pops. But he's now got to go get food for the town because he's in danger. There's also a turtle with a shell that seems a little bigger on the inside than it should be.
Oh,
All right.
I sense a pattern.
hmm.
Um,
Oh, it is.
Basileus is the son of the town butcher. He's a Dracora, tall, lean, lanky, and a sorcerer. Shocking, I know.
All right. What color?
Blue.
All
He's
right.
blue. He's very blue.
Gotcha.
Dabidi dabadai.
And Zeke is a fawn shepherd. He spends most of his time out ranging, but he had to bring the herds back in because they weren't safe because of all the monsters, and so now he's gonna go track down what's threatening his flock and make sure that it started up. Make sure that that lure is started up again so that they're safe.
All right. Great. So now I think we are. Let's actually take turns doing one connection question at a time. But let's also try to not take a ton of time with each.
Yeah.
Let's try to have them be, like it doesn't have to be one short sentence, but let's have it not be a whole paragraph, if that makes sense. This is high level. Okay. You want to start, Nobilis?
Okay. The first question is probably best for someone who's a longtime resident like Bright is. So, Basileos, I confide in you about what my patron says and does. Why do I trust you so much?
Because I have power too that I need to control, and gods are power. So I get it. I get that you're kind of writing this divine thing. It's a different sort of power, but I understand the bounds and needs of power and needing to hold it all together. I get your quest. I understand your quest wanting to go in there. I get it, man.
Okay. Next.
So the one mine says is, what promise did you make me agree to should you die on the battlefield?
Who are you asking?
And I was thinking of asking you, Paul, because you are a dragon, and I am.
Yep. Okay. That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So So what Jakora want is to basically be put on top of a high place and allowed, and build a cairn around it, and that way I could facing the east preferably, so then my spirit can go to the east just like my aunt did. So I made you promise you're going to take me out of the dungeon, build a cairn on a high mountain, and let my spirit go east.
Nice.
Nice.
I think that one works fine, but I'm just realizing that some of these default questions may be a little bit like out of the bounds of the setting so far. If they
There's a
are,
ridge.
we can
Yeah.
tweak them. Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, that I think that one's fine. It just made me think that there might be some that are
Yeah.
less uh, fitting. So if that happens, we can adapt.
Zeke, why do you trust me so deeply?
I think because of the family connection. Our families have worked together for generations, and so we've just kind of built up this symbiosis. And so it's like, you'll be the butcher and I'll be the shepherd, and then my kids will be the shepherd and your kids will be the butchers, and it's a thing.
It makes sense to me.
Did
Okay.
no, I think Dove needs to do the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeke, what friendly competition do we have?
Foot races.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Hmm?
I was going to say, Zeke doesn't have feet; he has hooves, but I think they're both feet. Yeah, okay.
hoofs are a kind of foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
see.
So I think everyone asked their first one, right?
No.
Okay, well go ahead then.
Okay. Clem Jr., what did you confide in me that makes me leap into danger for you every time?
I always promise you my desserts because I don't like sweets. See,
Zeke must really like sweets.
My sweet tooth is like this, man.
see, Clem doesn't like sweets, but he's very good at making them.
All right. Okay. Now everybody's asked their first one, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think nobody asked Bright one that round, which is okay, but let's just try to make sure we get everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about for the second one?
All right.
Right. Why do you act differently when we're alone than when others are around?
At least on my end, you broke up in the middle of that
Mhm.
question.
Same.
Oh. Why do you act differently when we are alone than when others are around?
I try not to let it show, but I don't trust you because you're an outsider.
All right. Okay. Who's got another one?
Zeke, why do you ask me so many questions about my god, the turtle god Donatello?
I think the juxtaposition of turtle and inventor deity just breaks my brain a little bit.
And his dad always just seems to keep pulling stuff out of that shell. It just doesn't make sense. How does it work?
Is that?
Yeah,
Yes.
hey, I'm all for Donatello and the golden slime and everything like that. It just breaks my brain a little bit, man.
All right. Let's keep
Who's
going.
next?
Yeah. Basilius?
Yeah,
Okay, Basilia. Bass.
Bass.
Bass, what animal do I say you remind me of?
I remind you of a mountain lizard like you've seen when you're herding your sheep. Like enjoying the sun, proud. Sometimes gets in too much trouble and will but proud
Good.
and happy in the sun.
A basking lizard.
A basking lizard. That's perfect. That's what I was thinking. Thank you. All right. That's another one. Curia has one. Curia, what did I do that makes you cautious around me?
Uh, yeah, I think, uh, you know, you were there when I helped take down the beast, and your lightning got a little out of control.
Hmm, that makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
Mhm. Who hasn't done their second one?
I haven't.
Mhm.
Clem. No, actually, this is better for Zeke. Zeke, you once saw me tithe to my patron, and it involved trekking out to the ruins on the next hill over, past Balthasar Retreat,
Mhm.
uh, to um, throw various strange things into the big hole there. Um, and it's changed how you interact with me. What did you see, and how has it affected you? And the
Yeah,
thing you say, I said strange things to give you the option of like, what was I throwing down the hole?
yeah.
You can decide what that was.
I think I saw you throw like a perfectly good pot and maybe a set of knives and dishware, or you know, something like a metal plate or something like that. And I'm like, why in the world would you throw those down a hole? You need those things. And it's like you and Clem are kind of up there, and that you break my brain a little bit. And I'm just sitting here going, okay, dude, I guess that's a sacrifice for your god? Question mark.
So you think I'm a little nuts?
I think you're a little nuts. Yes.
Little do you know, those are the same pot and pans that he's been throwing away each time. His
And
deed
it
back
comes
every day.
back to his house, and oh, the hands are still there. Ah.
Hey, I'm willing to go with it.
That's right.
Okay.
Everybody thinks I'm a little nuts. That's
Did
fine.
everybody do their second question?
Mhm.
All right,
Yep.
round 3.
All right, Bright. Why do we keep our shirt? No. Those for Clem. Clem, why do we keep our shirt past the secret? Clem Jr. I should say.
Oh,
I didn't know we had a shared pass, but now we do.
we do now. Because when we were younger, we scared away some of the sheep.
Oh no.
And so to not get in trouble, we hid it. And so we've had a history of rambunctiousness and mischief with a certain person named Zeke Sheep.
Zeke is gonna kill me. Nice. I take it.
Great. All right, Lee, what's your third
Um,
question?
Bright, What affectionate nickname have you given me?
To Zeke.
Mhm.
Oh, well,
Oh.
you're one of my favorite people, dearie.
Dairy? I'm a goat, not a deer.
Wah, wah.
All right. Jason, question 3.
Ah, it is. You've told me to protect one member of our party above all others, even yourself. Who are they and why? So, yeah, so Dove, who would that be?
For Kyria?
Yeah.
Uh, I think it is Zeke because Zeke seems just so, honestly, so innocent. I don't know how old Zeke is, but they seem like they are almost like a little brother or a little sibling kind of thing.
Okay.
All right. Dove.
Maybe that's why I was messing with sheep.
Oh.
Uh,
Let's see. Um, Paul, your character.
that's the Williams. Okay. Or
Basilius.
Bass. Take it away.
What
Basilius.
threat have you asked me to watch for, and why are you worried about it?
I am worried that a real dragon will show up here. You're from far away. You've seen experience. Maybe you've even heard more about dragons. I'm afraid that the populated area might attract a dragon because dragons go to very rich places and they also go to places under stress. We're under stress. I'm afraid if a dragon sits on that ridge, even if I'm of draconic ancestry, that won't save me and won't save the town. So I want you, oh ranger, with your what do your ranger eyes see? Do you see a dragon coming? I need to know.
Yeah, Elmore seems a ripe target.
Right.
All right. Novellis.
Clam,
Yes.
I once did something very foolish, and you have never let me live it down. What was it?
So what does that sparkle staff do again?
Okay. So what you've seen me use it for at at like services and stuff is to just kind of let off a shower of golden sparks that kind of illuminates the room with this kind of golden light that is supposed to be um, uh, uh, metaphorical for the great elders golden slimes love and benevolence. You've never seen me use it as a weapon.
I think that it was a almost a duck season, rabbit season sort of thing, where you were like working on it and like doing stuff with it to do the your sparks,
Mhm.
and you just kablooied yourself, and your face was gold for 2 days. And Clem would be like, "Oh, look, it's my ray of golden sunshine."
Nice. So, now that the connections are done, there is one more connection that a couple of you still need to make, which is you need to connect your demiplane account to your Roll20 account because only 2 of you have your characters in Roll20 in the Roll20.
So how do I do that?
So you need to, let's see, go to your demiplane character, and so in your account settings, sync accounts, Roll20 account linking, And then you need to link your Roll20 account to your Demiplane account.
Yeah, and
I
you
see
do that by
Bright
going.
in the... Go
Yeah,
ahead.
in the journal, if you click plus character, if you no, sorry, not plus character. Click the down arrow, the down chevron, and there's a link demiplane character option there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I
Oh,
see Bright in there. I see Kyria in there. I see Zeke in
Zeke's-
there.
Yeah. I accidentally added an extra character. Go. Can you delete that?
Which one?
Or do you not see it?
Which one?
Akliasita.
No.
No? Okay.
Volgalabi.
Oh,
Auntie?
Okay,
those
yeah.
are the default ones that Roll20 creates.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I would say don't worry about those unless you like. I mean, I'll delete them on request, but it's not. I'm not worried about it. I see
Yeah.
Clem Jr. in there.
Yep.
Okay, Curia, Bright, Zeke, Clem Jr. Just waiting on Bucelaeus.
all right. So I hit the down arrow. I've linked my link Demiplane character sheet.
I'm gonna delete some of
That's
these blank
Basileus.
ones.
Character update engines found. Yada yada yada. Retrieving character engine updates. I'll do it. I think that worked now. Let's see. Am I here now?
Yes, although it looks like you didn't pick a little profile picture,
Oh,
which
Yeah,
is
I-
okay. But like it,
Yeah.
I just know
Yeah, I
that
got-
it's
yeah, I
not.
gotta make- I gotta make
Everyone
a
else
background
has
photo.
one on there. You just go back to that the very first page of the character creation is where I think where you can choose.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Choose that. But if everyone's in there, what that means is now you can click your rolls on the demiplane and it will pop into the Roll20. So,
And you can also see your character sheet through Roll20.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so that means it's inciting incident time. I think to start with, everybody is in some local gathering place. Its nature is up to all of you. Tell me, folks, where are y'all hanging out?
I would like to if anybody wants to veto this, that's great. But in my shrine would be the first thing that I would think of.
Wait, what?
In your shrine.
Oh,
In the
your
shrine?
In my
Sure.
shrine to the Great Elder Golden Slime.
Sure.
Sure.
I can live with that.
I that works for me. Why is that such a good place to hang out? Like why would folks be gathered there? Is everybody worshiping the golden slime? Or do you just have really good
Well,
coffee?
just like all of yeah, the well, the honey is a sacrament there, and the fact that we have to get this inferior stuff from bees is, it's a symbol. Don't think too hard about where it actually came from. And so yeah, there's honey cakes in the fellowship hall after the service.
And D.
And Bright isn't a wonderful sermon giver. He's good. He's not brilliant. Um and it's not a long service. So
You get to the
It's-
coffee faster.
yeah.
All right. And honey cakes.
And honey
Okay,
cakes.
okay. So
Now,
obvious
that doesn't necessarily mean the whole town is there, just like
Sure.
it just so happens that the five of us are.
Yeah. So I think that the mood in town has been a little bit more fraught and worried because everybody's kind of been more broadly aware that like people are saying that the lure is starting to fail and that they're seeing more monsters lately, but this has all been brought to really, stark relief lately because Doug Duggle, Elmore's mayor, who is just like I will allow you to each have your own specific opinions, but this is a beloved mayor by and large. I believe he runs unopposed, and generally receives victory by landslide. He does a good job. He's a good guy. He got attacked by something and was injured, and so he's gonna be okay, but he's stuck in bed for weeks recovering.
Oh.
And that is this is just hiking in the woods just outside of town in a place where he's done this like every day for years, and now he's been attacked even in a place of presumed safety. So everyone is a little bit concerned as a result of just this is starting to get scary. It's one thing to kind of know in principle that it's getting worse, but this is much worse. But people have been talking about, what can be done. People have been talking about, I don't know, maybe can some people go down into the caves? Maybe that seems a little much. Is there anyone who would want to do that? I don't know. It's kind of been in the air a little bit, but there's not really been any solid decision making. But while you're all kind of hanging out enjoying your honey cakes, the local alchemist by the name of Carrot, Carat, who is human, redhead, wears a green hat. And so even though his name is not spelled like the vegetable, it is something that I think he gets called behind his back, and people. Oh, he knows. I think people he could wear a different hat if he didn't like it. But in any case, he has approached all of you and just says, "Good day to all of you. How are you on this fine morning?"
As good as can be expected.
Basking in the benevolence of the great elder slime.
Ah, yes, quite. So I wonder, all of you certainly, I know you've been aware of how things have been developing lately, and I had a thought, and it does entail some risk, but there is in the shallows of the Plover Caves, there's a beast known as the ghost scorpion. I don't know if you've heard of it. And I want one of you to tell me why it's called the ghost scorpion.
Well, it's pure white, don't you know? It's very common to call white things ghost scorpion. A white apple would be a ghost apple, and a white fish would be a ghost fish, and a white unicorn would. Oh, never mind.
Good. I'm glad you are aware of them. They are, of course, as is often the case down in the Plover Caves, are rather larger than conventional scorpions. But yes, notable for their all white coloration. But one of their other lesser known qualities is their venom can actually be transmuted into a very spicy paste that is obviously can be used as a flavoring of sorts, but also I have a formula that would allow it to be made into a sort of monster repellent that we could place around the town. If we had enough, then I could make a bit of a repellent around the town that might keep some of the more aggressive beasts further out and keep the town a bit safer. But the trick, of course, is that they don't well, I was about to say they don't volunteer their venom, but I think the problem rather is that they do, but in an aggressive way. And less suitable for making into a paste afterwards. You follow me? Yeah, yeah.
So-
They like to sting people with it, and then obviously, if it's going through your bloodstream, I can't make it into the paste. You understand?
No, clearly.
But if I don't need a lot, 12 drops of the venom would be enough for me to make a boundary around the town, and it wouldn't last forever, of course, but it might at least, dissuade away some of the creatures that are most in the nearby area. But we need someone to go get it, and I was wondering if you all would know somebody.
Well, I think it would be an honor to act in the protection of the town. So I do volunteer.
Good.
Well,
Yes.
if you're going, then I'm going.
But very good.
Yeah. Yeah. If Zeke is going, then I have to go too. All right, into the caves.
Okay. Yeah. I can't let an old timer and someone who's having such trouble eating and talking go without.
You're
Be
trying
nice,
to
come on.
talk through all this honey.
Be nice.
Well, that's why you take a drink with it.
Mhm.
That's what the coffee is for.
So I'm so glad that you've volunteered, and I'm glad that a group has volunteered. I would certainly feel more anxiety were I to be sending just a single individual down in there, although I know that adventurers do that. But I have myself in the past been down to their territory, but as things are a little bit more dangerous, and as we have several people in town in need of my healing at the moment, I couldn't go myself. But if you simply travel, of course, to the main entrance of the Plover Caves, the big the monstrous maw-looking one, the one.
Past Rosemary's Lookout.
Yes, of course. And once you delve into the shallows, if you can head, in the northern direction, and once you've gone not too far, there's you should be able to follow the smell of jasmine. There's a variety of grass that makes its territory in that region, and the jasmine grasses are the preferred home of the ghost scorpions. They like to make their nests by creating these flattened circles within the grasses. So if you find the grasses, you can look to see where there's a circle that's been flattened out, and that will likely be a ghost scorpion nest. And they are, of course, they can be frightening to the unprepared. So I do hope you have something to defend yourselves with. But what I would urge you to consider, though, is that jasmine is good, but if you ever smell lavender, run. It's rather more dangerous predator might sometimes be in the area. The ghost scorpions, which are, of course, themselves human-sized, are prey for another creature. And I suspect you will not encounter it, but, lavender, bad. Jasmine, yeah, Good.
Not
Good.
as
The
bad.
target.
Not as bad. Yes, you need to go to where the jasmine is and avoid
And-
anywhere that smells of lavender.
Is there? Do you have an appropriate container for us to use for the venom, or is any?
He holds up
Oh,
just
I've
like a
got some
steel
old
bucket.
honey
No, I'm
jars we
kidding.
can.
Yes, something either of like clay or porcelain or glass should be sufficient, but you will want to be
Hey.
able to close it.
Yes. Yes. We would not wish to spill any of it.
Yes, and so the stingers can rather easily be milked from a slain scorpion. I suppose it's theoretically possible that it could be done from a live one, although they are not known for being cooperative.
Well, I imagine they're not so much of in you know a sparse creature that you know the demise of a few would be a major impact.
Oh, yes. So I would definitely say that I would not recommend that you worry about there being too few ghost scorpions. That's
Oh,
almost always the opposite of the problem.
Yes, well, that's the only reason I can think of as to attempt to milk a living specimen.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to prescribe you in your methods here, but I would suggest that I just was saying that it does not necessarily require that they be dead, but probably that's the easiest way.
Yes,
Also, they are rather like aggressive and will attack people, and so I mean, I'm not saying that you need to kill them just for their venom, but I also think that they do attack people.
yes.
So,
Okay.
in any case, I will eagerly await news of your safe return, and the sooner we can get this paste distributed around our perimeter, the sooner we will rest easier at night.
quite indeed.
So, thank you all, and good luck to you.
Well,
Thank
it's
you.
only just noon. What do you say we gather our things and head off? You can.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
Splendid.
Reasonable by me.
Can make it at least to the ruins today.
Yes.
One more for the road.
Never change, Zeke. Never change.
So, I think that we can, especially because we're already, well into our session. I will actually offer that I had a few other things prepared, but we could perhaps hand wave the early stuff if you all wanted to get to at least one example of a little bit of combat tonight. Or we could go ahead and just do the early stuff. Whatever. Do we have
Either's
votes?
fine with me. Either's fine with me.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, meaning go ahead and like just jump ahead to an encounter
fight?
here, or do you want to just like do the like just go and see how far we get with all the other stuff?
I don't want to make any of your planning
all of the
Superfluous?
other stuff all of the other stuff I can do. It was more just intended to be like a more of a ramp up as opposed to it's not like material that I will be so sad that, oh my gosh, I can't believe I prepared all of this great stuff and now they're going to miss it. It's more was just like designed to like gradually build into the combat.
In other words, we're at the skip tutorial, yes, no.
Yes, exactly.
Stage.
Yes.
I think I personally have listened to enough Daggerheart on the Critical Role that I understand the mechanics well enough. I don't need the tutorial, but I don't want to speak for the rest of the group.
I'm okay skipping it.
YOLO, let's do it.
All right. Okay. So
YOLO.
So,
Yeah.
what
Oh,
we
dear.
have is a lovely montage of the five of you gathering your things. I'm sure we get a fun little montage of you gearing up with all of your improvised tools as weapons, putting together what you can make of armor, and traveling across the forest, heading past, past Balthazar Retreat, past these ruins, which you are rumored to be above Brilliance, which is supposed to be an exciting place within the Plover Caves for any of you who like, but anyone who had ever been down there, adventurers who have come through have said that it's down there. And then past Rosemary's Lookout, and sure enough, the Plover Caves have this enormous, terrifying, draconic maw-looking cave feature that I can only imagine inspires awe and perhaps a little bit of trembling
I think
to encounter. Yes?
I think upon seeing it, Kyria, because Kyria looks from it to Basilius and back. I I think I almost see a family resemblance.
So, and then I would imagine that, as you pass Rosemary's Lookout, uh, Curia, have you been out here to look at Rosemary's
Yes,
Lookout since?
I have
so
been out to.
you've seen it before,
Yeah.
so you're not, it's not the first time. But I think you're all on a mission right now, so there's no time for like sightseeing or sidetracks right now. So
No.
you descend into the Plover Caves for the first time for each of you, and sure enough, there are these the little these birds. They were the plovers,
Piping plovers.
piping
Piping
plovers that you see flying, in and out of that cavern entrance, and so it's I think somewhat reassuring, to see that these small birds that don't seem especially tough or scary seem to survive down there. So it's like seems possible. But as you make your way down there, I think that you do your best to head in the northernmost direction as you head through these branching caves. And I think that I would like let's do as our first roll here. This is a group check to basically try to find and follow the smell of jasmine. And so the way a group check works in this game is that it's going to be an instinct roll, but you are going to decide amongst you who is the leader of the roll. Then everyone else will make their instinct roll, and depending on whether it is a success or not, it will either add a +1 or a -1 to the leader's eventual roll. And what I'll go ahead and just tell you for this particular roll, you're only trying to get a 10. Let's just who's going to be the leader first of all, and this would probably be whoever has the best instinct.
I think that Bright is going to nominate Zeke for that job.
Yeah.
Yep. Zeke and I are
Okay.
tied, but Zeke is better with this
Okay.
sort of thing, I think. So
All
go
right.
for it.
So then what we are looking for is an instinct for everyone but Zeke first.
And everybody and on these rolls, the hope and fear only matter for the main roll, right?
Correct.
It doesn't
Correct.
matter.
So the sort of secondary rolls, the hope and fear don't matter for those. So we've got a 3 from Clem, which is going to be 1 failure, so that's a -1. We got 18 from Buselius, so that's going to be +1. So and then 15 and a 14. So that is would be -1 and +3. So when you roll Zeke, you're going to have +2 to
Okay.
your roll.
All right,
You figuring it
so
out?
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm
There you
trying.
go. Okay.
That's a 12 plus 2.
That's weird. On my screen, everybody else's shows the numbers, and yours doesn't for some
Yeah,
reason.
yours just says straight roll. Weird.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hanging.
I see the 14 there.
Huh.
That's yours.
Well, so
I don't
you see your 14, or you see Lee's 14?
I see Lee's 14 on
I
mine.
do not.
Interesting. Okay, that's weird. I don't know why everybody's but hers for me is showing just fine. Anyway, you got a 14. Good. That's and was your hope was higher, I'm guessing, based on the color
Yep.
I'm seeing? Okay, so a success with hope. So you get to take a hope, gain 1 hope, Zeke.
Okay.
Yeah. And also just relevant that I currently have, I start with fear equal to the number of PCs. So I have 5 fear available to me. But in any case, you smell the jasmine and you know that you're close. You can actually guide everybody else. And before long, you have arrived at an enormous cavern where the roof above does seem to be giving off a lot of light from some kind of a bioluminescent fungus, such to the point where this field of jasmine scented grasses that extends into the distance as far as you can see is lit as though a cloudy day on the surface. And you can see these tall grasses extend throughout. But here and there, you can see little spots where there is circular places where the grasses have been put down. We don't have a battle map here. We're just going to be doing it theater of the mind. But so you know now you have arrived at these jasmine grasses. You can see where some of these nests are. What would you like to do?
Well, let's head for the closest one. I don't see any reason to
Dilly dally.
to do anything else unless somebody wants to prepare something. Let's just be on our way. We want to get this done as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I don't even think we need to sneak so much, because if one of them comes upon us, then good.
That's the
But
target.
keep your eyes open just in case. We don't want to be ambushed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So you make your way towards the nearest apparent nest, but you're not particularly being stealthy. Like you're not like banging pots and pans in front of you, I assume.
Right,
But
but
you nonetheless are just moving in that direction without trying to be especially stealthy. And I think that as you emerge into where this circular nest has been pressed down, it's about 10 feet across, and you see as you emerge into this open area that there is, in fact, one of these human-sized, all-white scorpions, which is on its feet, its tail ready, and it is hissing at you, and you see dozens of tiny ones clustering around all of its legs and underneath it, and it looks like it is about to head your way.
So
Kind of gross.
I
So-
think
yeah.
I think I'm going to I'm going to use my fishing rod. I figure it's kind of like an atlatl where
Mhm.
it flings a arrow from it.
Okay. I mean, you're striking it with the hook on the end, I would guess, kind of like a whip.
Dev wants to make it so that they're using it to fling a missile at it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So
Do we have an initiative roll in this?
Nope.
system?
It is
Oh,
just
okay.
purely in the fiction. So the way that it works is all of you are so kind
Oh,
of
that's
like
right.
in
I remember now.
Masks.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
you kind of
remember now.
just all do your thing, but basically when someone fails or rolls with fear, I am given the spotlight, or I can
Right.
intrude by spending a fear.
Got
But
it. I remember
for
now.
now,
Yeah.
though, so are you attacking the big one or some of the little
The
ones?
big one.
Okay. So
And
you
I
have
got an
rolled
11 with hope.
an 11 with hope. Okay. Also, yeah. Okay. I'm seeing on the little results here how it all works. It's interesting because it shows the dice and the modifier, but I'm not seeing it show the total. What
You
does it
might
show?
have
Make
to
your panel a
widen
little
your
wider
panel.
by
Yeah.
clicking and dragging to the left.
Why is it not letting me grab it that way? There we
You
go.
have to be right
I see.
on it.
Oh, okay, that's weird. Okay, so for some reason, like that's where Lee's other ones where they're just like they're like way off to the side for some reason. Okay, anyway, so
Yeah.
that's an 11 with hope,
Yeah.
which for the giant scorpion, you what? So you're hurling like what little what are they like? What are these things?
Well,
If you're
basically like an arrow. Like
Okay, well, okay, but I mean, the whole point of it being a fishing rod and not like you don't have weapons, right? You have tools that you're adapting. So you want
So-
them to just be like little. Okay, okay, you know what? It's fine. You've made little darts or something. Okay. So, but regardless, you managed to land your attack right on its hard, rigid carapace, and it glances off, doing no damage. Alas, it's a failure. You do still. It is because it is a failure with hope. You do get a hope, so
Okay.
you can take a hope. But because it's a failure, this giant scorpion is going to move in and making it. I guess I need some dice too, don't I? Not set myself up here. Let me roll roll 20. That way everybody sees it. It is going to move in and attack with its. Moving into very close range. It is going to attack Kyria and let's see. So I just am rolling a d20. It rolls only a 5. So it only gets a 6, which I believe is probably below your evasion.
Definitely does not hit.
Yeah, so it darts into very close range. It's already actually more or less in very close range as you're around just this nest area, and it sort of lashes out at you with its stinger tail, but you're able to dodge to the
Step
side.
back and it goes into the ground.
Yep.
Clem is going to not lumber, but he's going to step up with his sledgehammer and you try to use a forceful push to get it away from Curio.
Okay.
And so attack roll. Does a 10 do it?
A 10 does not, unfortunately. So that is also a failure with hope. So you do get a hope. But I think you just was this a special property or special move? This forceful
It
push,
was,
or it's just.
It was a domain card thingy.
Okay, yeah. So but it probably requires that you hit. Does it say it does anything else on a failure?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I think unfortunately, you as it sort of whirls around, your blow kind of ends up more of a glancing blow than you had intended, and it doesn't do any damage. And then at this point, all of the babies, not content to be protected by their mother, are swarming up around your ankles, Clem, and. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, so it's 18 minus 2. So it's a 16, but that's probably above your evasion, is my guess.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and so the damage is 1d8 plus 3. Only 1 on the d8. So, but that's going to be 4 physical damage coming your way. And so tell me about your armor thresholds. Does
So
that
my minor armor, my minor threshold is 9, and the major is 17.
Okay, so because this is below your minor, that means you're going to mark 1 hit point.
Okay.
As they start doing their little tiny stings against your ankles, but they are not yet as venomous as their you know their mother,
The
their
larger.
parent? Yes.
Yes.
Parent.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I guess I will try my enchanted broomstick at it.
All right.
Seems
The big
appropriate
one?
for swatting a scorpion.
The big
Yeah.
one or the all right.
The big one.
Yep. All right.
Oh, that.
Ah,
I.
Wow.
That was a damage roll.
No, that was.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That was a damage
roll.
roll.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
And that is so weird because once again on my screen, just for Lee's rolls, it puts the
On the far right, yeah.
the
Yeah.
dice
Yeah.
off to the side like that. I don't know why it would be just for hers and not
Yeah.
everybody's.
Lee, are you rolling on demiplane or on
No,
roll
I'm
20?
I'm in roll 20 on my
Okay.
character sheet.
So,
All right. Anyway, so look, that's a 2 plus 2
That's a
plus.
tie.
Well, that means it's a crit.
yeah, when you roll the same number, it's a crit.
Yep. Anytime both
Oh.
dice are so that's a crit. So that means that you are going to do the damage roll as a crit, which means that it is whatever the die is for your broomstick.
It is
Doesn't the
1d10
total
plus
mean-
2.
What Duff?
So
What?
doesn't the total of the roll have to be a success for it
No.
to be a positive
No,
crit?
no, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Crit is a crit. There's matches are always a crit no matter what.
Okay.
Okay.
So because it's a D10, that means 10 plus do the damage roll.
Do we want to just keep the damage roll from the previous
Well,
one?
you would like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. All right,
No,
let
I
me.
think you need to do a new damage roll.
Okay, we'll do a new damage roll.
Okay.
All right, so that's 5.
Well, okay, it's 5 plus 10.
Yeah.
So 15. Yeah, okay, great. That is greater than the scorpion's major threshold. So that means it's going to mark 3 hit points of damage, and it is now I was just about to use a term from Fabula Ultima. I was going to say it's in crisis, but no, it's but yes, that was a substantial blow. Describe this this enchanted broomstick blow. Is it just a big old swat?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
It's just I'm used to using it to chase predators away.
Yeah. So like, do you just like swat it like in the face, or is this like on the top of it and just like?
I think there's just a swat in the face.
Yeah. All right. So like, I think it actually sort of wobbles, and some of its like hind legs sort of briefly give out, and it sort of like briefly sort of stumbles back onto the ground before coming back up.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but crits also grant hope.
I think that sounds plausible. Let's look up the rules. I need to get my quick reference sheet up instead of always trying to look at page through the whole book. You know what? I need to. Yeah. So hang on. I can. I believe it does. I'll just say it does for now, and then we'll, it'll
Correct later if we need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Okay.
So if we still have focus, I'm going to raise my
you do
my
get a hope.
staff, raise my staff over my head, and invoke the great elder golden slime, and fling a ball of sparkles at the scorpion, and make an attack with my sparkling staff.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm going to move back so the rest of the party is between it and me.
Okay. Look at that.
And-
That's another crit.
Another crit.
Wow.
Yay!
All right.
Look
So
at
go ahead and roll your sparkling staff damage.
Yeah, and that's got a special thing where it's on a successful attack, roll an additional damage die and discard the lowest result.
Okay.
I'm going to see if it does it automatically.
I'm guessing that it probably doesn't, but
Okay. Then I will re-roll it. Both came up 5s, so it's 5 damage.
What's the
Alright.
crit?
But it was a crit. So
yes. So that's
Eleven.
the die roll is a 6. Looks like.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a d6.
Okay, so it's 6 plus 5.
Sorry, so it's 11. 11
Yes.
damage.
11
Yes.
damage.
All right, great. So that is the medium. It's the major damage.
Major
So
damage.
it takes another 2 hit points of damage, and it looks pretty wounded at this point. It's definitely sort of more wobbly on its feet. But at this point, I am going to spend a fear. I am just realizing I should put on the board here a die to represent how much fear I have. So I'm going to use a D12 because that's the maximum that I could have. So I'll use this D12. I'm taking it and putting it on the map here. I'm gonna make it a little bigger, but I can put it on. So I was starting at 5, so I'm now going to set it to 4 because I'm spending 1, and you are making good progress on this big scorpion, only to then hear hissing and rustling sounds behind you as another giant scorpion is rushing in your direction. And Bright, you know how you had just moved to the back of the
Bright.
party to, yeah. So it is coming right for you. And in fact, actually, it is going to mark a stress to do double strike. And so it is going to attack both Bright and who else is in back? I'm going to say Basilius because you haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, I'm in back.
All right. So against Bright is. Okay, well, that's a 1 on the die. I don't know why I keep going back and forth. I just rolled physical die, but you probably don't mind that I rolled a 1.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so that I think is gonna miss because it would be the D20 plus 1. So the 1 would be a 2, and then against Basilius, it would be an 11. Does that beat
11
your
will, yeah,
evasion?
it beats my evasion. Yes, it does.
Okay, and so now that is going to be
Christian, how close are we to each other right now? Are we?
I'm assuming you're kind of all in a bunch, unless you tell me
Okay.
you want to spread out.
No, that's fine for me because I would like to use my ability. I am your shield.
Okay.
Ally within very close range would take damage. You can mark a stress to
Mhm.
stand in the way and make yourself the target of the attack instead. When you take
Great.
damage from this attack, you can mark any number of armor slots.
Okay, so the
Well, you want to tank for me, man?
yeah, the amount of damage coming at you from this scorpion, the pincers actually is what was going for you at this point, is that it would be 5 physical damage coming at Basilius. So you will take that instead, Clem.
Okay, and I will mark 1 armor to make that no damage.
All right, nice. But as that one attacks, you all do see that there is in fact there's even 2 more headed in your direction that are currently at far range but headed towards you, drawn by the sounds.
All right. Since I have this scorpion right next to me, I'm going
Mhm.
to attack it with elemental breath. Choose an
All right.
element for your breath. You can use this breath against a target or group of targets. I'm just using it against this big scorpion. treating as an instinct weapon. It doesn't say I have any charge of this, so I can always do it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
If
okay.
you're not marking stress, then yeah, it's
No,
just
it just says I can always. Okay, so even better than a Dragonmore from DD. I'm just gonna open my mouth and a little lightning bolt try to hit the scorpion. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
nice.
That is
That
a
looks like
15.
it's a 15, but it looks like it's with fear.
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 Yes.
All right. So it's a 15 with fear, so I'm gonna set my little fear die back up to 5.
Mm-hmm.
A 15 does hit, however, so go ahead and roll your damage.
8 damage maximum.
Okay, 8 lightning damage, which is its major damage threshold. Let me make sure I'm taking these notes appropriately.
Yep, a D8 magic daggers using your proficiency. Oh no. It's gonna be shocking. Everything in this campaign
All right.
that can be shocked.
Sorry, I just realized I should have had these notes ready ahead of time, but so it is going to take 2
HP.
2 HP damage, which means that it is still, still pretty
Yeah,
healthy.
I mean, yeah,
but,
that's
like,
that's new. Yeah.
All right, great. And so that was a roll with fear, which means it's my turn to spotlight.
Oh boy.
I think another one of these scorpions, scorpion number 3. You know what? Let's. Okay, we've got 4 giant scorpions now. One is the most injured, but I want a detail about each of them to help distinguish them. So, someone tell me a detail about this first one you encountered.
That's the mama scorpion because it had all the little babies.
Okay,
And
mama scorpion.
I think, as part of that, it has like some special ridges underneath to be like pockets for, for the babies to hide in.
Okay. All right, the second scorpion that just came in and got lightninged. What's that?
It could be. We'll say it's like it's green. It's like one of those like weird like lime green looking scorpions like that.
Well,
Well,
so they're all
we
good
just-
scorpions,
all
but
same.
how about this one's got some moss growing on it?
Yes.
Yeah, that works.
Yes. It looks a little older than the others.
All right, the mossy scorpion. All right, and then there are 2 more coming. We need details for each of them.
Okay, number 3, it's not a mechanical effect, but it has a slightly chipped stinger.
Okay.
But it's not mechanically relevant. It's just that you
All
can
right,
tell
yeah.
it's
Okay,
different.
stinger.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Battle
Scarred
scarred.
stinger. How about
Yeah,
it?
scarred
Yeah.
stinger, yeah.
And number 4 is like in between the size of the first one and the third one, so it's like it's significantly smaller than the first one. Like it's a juvenile.
So, I mean, I think mechanically they're kind of all the same, but we could call this one
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
A young giant scorpion. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So the one with the scarred stinger is zooming up, and Zeke, it is going to come into very close range. And
May I?
Yes. What?
It has the ability to go from far range to melee range without making a roll.
So hang on, let me double check. I know that it's there's a, you know what, I'm gonna say yes right now. I will double check
Okay.
the rules. I mean, I kind of arbitrarily said that they were at far range.
Okay.
I'm spotlighting them, they're moving in.
Okay.
But I will take in mind for that and try to be more clear about those in the future. We're not using
Okay.
a map, so it's theater of the mind. Anyway,
Right.
but yes, you're probably right that like making a longer journey usually does enemies can't use a roll; they can just do the move or not. But in
Okay.
any case, yes, in this case I'm saying yes, it can. But fair point. So it is making its roll against Zeke. It got a 17 plus 1, which is 18.
Oh
I
man.
think probably hits. And this time it is using its venomous stinger.
Yeah. My evasion is 11.
Yeah. That
So that would, the 17 would
no,
cross it up in
no,
the.
no, 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 no. Evasion and your armor thresholds are different. They're separate.
Okay.
This is only applying to your evasion right now. I haven't told
Yeah.
you how much damage yet.
Okay.
Okay. So I am spending a fear though with the successful hit to do 1d4 plus 4, so that's 6 physical damage. And that's what you apply to your thresholds. But what you immediately feel in 6, what does that apply on your armor thresholds? Is that
The 6 is the border between minor and major damage.
okay? Well, so that makes it major then.
Yeah, meets
Okay.
it
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, so that means you take 2 hit points unless you mark an armor slot.
Okay. Yeah, let me mark an armor slot.
Okay, so then you take 1 hit point and mark that armor slot. But in addition to the physical damage, you suddenly feel like this burning sensation, and the area around where it stung you, I'll let you decide where you want it to be, is just suddenly like inflamed and is just burning like it's like a really bad sunburn, or it's like you got fire in your blood there, and you're realizing, oh right, they're spicy.
Oh, right.
And so while you are currently poisoned by the spicy venom, when you make an action roll, you're going to have to roll a d6 first, and if it's a 4 or lower, you'll have to mark a stress.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you were, stung, envenomed, and I had to spend a fear to do that, so I'm putting it back down to 4.
Man, we are getting surrounded.
Have
Clem,
we all had an action so far?
yeah.
Well, anyone who hasn't done one, do speak up. I'm kind of learning the system too, so please, if you feel like you haven't gotten a chance to do something, jump in, because we're not in a strict initiative. There's no turns. Just do what feels.
I think
appropriate
everybody's
to
had a
action.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am, since the last one is kind of weak and my my attack is not particularly heavy damage, I'm going to go after the mother scorpion.
Right.
And fling another sparkle ball at it.
All right.
And
Okay.
that is an 11. That is a 17 with hope.
Hope.
Yeah, 17 with hope is certainly a success with hope. So take a hope and go ahead and roll your damage.
That
Okay.
is a 6. I'm not going to bother re-rolling that.
And
So
6
that
is, I think it is only its minor damage threshold. However, so that means that's just 1, but that is all that it had left. And so describe how your sparkles dispatched Mama Scorpion.
It lands and turns into a the sparkles kind of dance over its body and then work their way into the joints, and then all of a sudden they kind of go and snip off all of its legs and pinches and everything, just causing it all to fall into a bunch of pieces on the ground.
Great, love it. Okay.
Twitch.
So I'm going to spend another fear here to have the mossy scorpion zoom on in, and it's going to try to attack Curia.
Okay.
It gets a 15.
That hits.
Yeah. Okay. So, and this is just one of its pincers attacking, and so. Wow. Okay, that's going to be 12 physical damage coming your way.
Yeah.
I
That's
spent
still
a fear, so I'm
within-
reducing. Yeah.
That's still within major damage, but it's
Okay.
yeah,
So-
that would take 2 armor to reduce.
No. So you can only spend one
Or-
armor slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to spend. I could
So
spend
it's-
multiple because it's a special thing for my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
So it's,
you spend one to reduce from major damage to minor damage and take only 1 hit point, or you could take 2 hit points.
Wait. So okay, how does the armor reduction work?
So you use your thresholds to say the amount of damage is either going to be minor damage, which would be 1 hit point, major damage, which would be 2, or severe damage, which would be 3. If you spend 1 armor slot, which you can only spend 1 per attack, you can reduce it by 1 category. So instead of severe, it would be major, or instead of major, it would be minor, or instead of minor, it would be nothing.
I thought it would drop the 12 down to 9, but okay.
No. So yeah,
I think I'm gonna save that actually. So.
Okay. All right. So you mark 2 hit points then.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So one big scorpion down. The horde of babies, however, is still around, and the 3 other scorpions are still clicking and clacking and hissing at you.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Then Clem is going to try it again to slam his sledgehammer into the one that stung Zeke.
The mossy one.
And I am gonna try to push him away.
It was the scarred stinger one that stung Zeke.
Oh, okay.
It was the mossy one is the one that just attacked Curia.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and make your attack. Okay, so that's a 5, which is a failure. It's a failure with hope, so take a hope. However, because it's a failure, I once again get to do spotlight. And I think at this point, because nobody's been paying attention to the babies, I think once again, the babies are still biting at your ankles or stinging at your ankles, Clem. So they're going to make their attack. D20. So it's a 9 minus 2, so 7, which probably doesn't beat your evasion, I'm guessing. What's your evasion?
No, it doesn't. My evasion's 8.
All right, so they're still coming at you around your ankles, but they're not making any progress at the moment.
Okay.
Wait, do you think a ranged weapon at the one that attacked me be at any penalty or anything?
No.
Nope.
Okay, so yes, I will go ahead and use my fishing rod.
On the one that attacked you, I assume?
Yes.
All right.
Ooh, 14?
Okay, 14 is a
It's
success.
a crit.
It is, oh, and you're right, it is.
Oh,
it's
yes.
another crit.
Okay, good. Oh. Okay. So, I have a hope feature. When you succeed on an attack with a weapon, to use that same roll against 2 additional adversaries within range.
Aha, look at that. What's that feature called?
It is hold them off, my Ranger Hope feature.
Nice.
I'll spend 3 hope, but it'll be worth it.
That's a great role to use against them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
So
yeah,
I
especially.
would roll the damage 3 times for each one.
Yeah. So let's see. You know what? Yes, let's roll the damage each time, but it is still crit damage, so whatever your
So this will be plus 6 for each one.
Okay, because it's a D6 damage. Okay, great. Yeah.
So
let's say which one you're attacking the mossy one first.
This
right?
for the mossy one first. So that is 10 damage.
Okay, 10 does 2 hit points to it, and that was the one that wait, no, so the scarred stinger is the one that had attacked you. So is that the first one?
I thought Scar attacked Zeke.
No, you're right.
Yep,
so the
Scar
mossy
attack
one,
means
yes. The mossy one has now taken another 2 hit points, and so it's significantly wounded at this point for sure.
Okay. And so this one will be for Scar.
Okay.
That'll be
So
14.
yeah, 14. It does 3 damage to that one. 3 hit points to it. Yeah.
Okay. Then
Then there's the young one still.
then
So 6 plus
12
another
against
6 is
young.
12. So that's going to do 2 to it. That is a lot of damage to the various
Yeah.
scorpions.
So
Well done.
yeah, so the Mossy comes up to and snaps at Kyria, and Kyria just kind of goes into like a whirl of just
Mm-hmm.
And after that's done, I'm going to spend 3 hope to activate my Warlock Hope feature, which lets me roll a d4 to add favor tokens to my sheet.
Okay.
And so I get to add four tokens.
Okay. What do you use those for?
I can use when I speak with an ally, I can spend a token from the card to give them 1 benefit from the following options: clear a stress, clear a hit point, clear a hope.
Okay, great. All right. So, so what does this look like when you do this?
Oh, you know what? I have a maximum number that it will let me do, so I'm not going to do that
Okay.
because it gives me no benefit because I already have a token.
All right.
I start with a token. So instead of that, I am going to, who was wounded in the group?
Me.
Yeah, and you were poisoned too, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So I am going to raise my staff and put my hand on your shoulder and say, "May the great elder Golden Slide purge you of this menace." And I'll clear a hit point,
Okay.
and that spends a token.
All right. So you are still poisoned. What I'll say, just for the group's benefit, is that someone potentially could use an action to do a knowledge check to try to see
Okay.
if you understand how to soothe that poison. Otherwise, it stays until you do a rest.
Okay.
Okay, so wonderful. That's some nice little healing there. We've got more scorpions still.
Yep.
Got
Yeah.
allies are rallying.
I'm going to unleash my elemental breath on that horde of little scorpions as hurting my friend the turtle.
Yeah,
So I'm
Or
just gonna
trying
breathe,
to.
or trying to. Just
yeah.
let's give it a shot. That is a
Okay.
15 with fear.
Okay, a 15 with fear certainly does get them. And in fact, it is their major, severe threshold. So that's going to be. Oh wait, no, that was just the attack. So damage is
7.
7. So yeah, 7 is their middle one. So that's going to be 2 damage to them. But what that means is that you've diminished. You've killed a bunch of the little ones, but I think that perhaps there were some that you couldn't get without
With the breath, yeah, with that
some feet
shocking
too.
clam.
But yeah, you definitely got some of them though.
Okay.
There's fewer
So
of them than there were.
But now you have more in the fear pool. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And
All right.
can
And
swap.
initiative.
Yeah, I'd like to try and make
Well,
another
so
enchantment.
because we just got a roll with fear, that means that it's
Your turn.
I'm up. Yeah. So I
Okay.
think the scarred stinger one is going to also try to lash out against let's see. I think against Curia for having done some scary stuff. And it doesn't like how your fishing rod is a little bit like its scorpion stinger, and it feels specifically threatened by that. And it is going to try to do its venomous stinger against you as well. So that is 19 plus 1.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's gonna hit, I think, and I will spend another fear. So it is 7 physical damage headed your way, plus you are also poisoned.
Oh no.
Okay, so
you're
if I mark an armor slot,
Spice must flow.
that'll reduce it to none.
Well, is it
That
below
is,
your minor
so
push?
it'll reduce it down to minor because
Yeah,
it's
so
major.
that would be 1 hit point then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in that case I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me reduce the
So
fear again.
I'm
Okay.
at 3 out of 6.
All right, and so you are still currently both you and Zeke are poisoned with super. I think like we got the cartoon version of, face getting all red, steam coming out of your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My ears are going little floppies at the
Yeah.
side, trying to release that steam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
that's so cute.
All right. So, did you want to try to do something, now, Zeke?
Yeah.
Okay. First, roll your d6.
Oh, yeah.
I got a 4.
Okay, and because it is a 4 or lower, you have to mark a stress. But then you
Okay.
can do what you want.
Okay, so I am going to try my enchanted broomstick again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I get it right this time. Hit the right buttons. That's a 12.
A
12
12
with
with hope. A 12 with hope is not enough, I'm afraid. It's a failure with
Okay.
hope. So you do still get a hope, but because it was a failure, I'm up again. I think the horde of babies is moving on to Bucelius, who tried to zap some of them with lightning.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, they are. They got a 6 - 2, so I think
No,
they're confused. They're just little babies. They're just little guys.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to try to sting you to death.
Yeah.
It's their birthday. Anyway, yes. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
One more time. Clem's gonna try to clear some of these guys away because we're
Mhm.
big bummers. He'll try it again to forcefully push this one out of the way.
Mostly push which one?
Hopefully with one.
Which one? Which?
The moss covered.
Okay. All right. Well, that is a
Crit.
crit. That's a crit.
Awesome. And since I actually hit this time, I will spend a hope
Mm-hmm.
as a feature, and you can make that that moss one is now vulnerable.
Okay. Well, let's
Alright.
do the damage first, because you might just
Yeah.
take this one out first. So
Yep. That
the moss one only had 2 hit points left.
Oh, you could wipe it. You're lucky.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A 13 is even before the crit is added is definitely enough, and so your forceful push attack with the sledgehammer just well, tell me how you take out the green moss scorpion, because it's dispatched.
he runs up and hits it almost like it wasn't it was like he was swinging a baseball bat, but underneath, like a
A
golf.
golf club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a golf club.
Yeah.
And he just cracks this thing and sends it flying.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
I was
the way,
imagining
it
like
was!
eating crabs.
By the
Yeah.
way, because a crit made it 10 plus I rolled max damage. It's a
Yeah.
D plus 3.
Yeah, so it would have been 23 damage, which
Wow.
is quite a bit. So it definitely was more than it needed to finish that one out. So that one's pretty gone.
The citizen
Okay.
probably doesn't
So now I'm
have
going to
anything for
use
massive
my hope
damage.
feature to roll the d4
Okay.
and gain tokens. Now the thing is, I only have one slot, one token slot, because my presence is only one.
Sure.
So no matter what I roll,
All right.
I
Well,
get that.
Yeah.
looks like that. So, but you got it. All right. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay. So who hasn't gone in a minute? Zeke, or no? Zeke went. Basilius hasn't. Or
Yeah.
Oh, Curia,
I went last
actually, I
time.
think,
We're now. Yeah. Curious oldest.
Curia,
Curious
yeah,
to go.
yeah.
Okay.
So the mossy
So-
one, the mama one are both done. You still got the scarred stinger and the young one are
Yeah,
both
she-
here. They've both been hurt, and there's definitely a lot of these babies still.
And the babies that are attacking me.
Mhm.
So-
Yeah. I'm going to see. I'm going to go ahead and attack Scar.
All right.
You're
And,
weird, Uncle Scar. You have no idea.
oh wait, no wait.
Huh? What?
Okay, sorry, I was hitting the wrong button.
Okay. All right.
Crit?
That's another
So.
crit.
Crit. Wow.
Crit.
That's another crit. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any. I don't have enough hope for anything for that. So.
I mean, still just go ahead and roll your damage plus the extra. Okay,
So that would be 10.
4 plus plus 6 for 10, which is at its major damage, so it takes 2 hit points. So it's not completely destroyed, but it's extremely injured at this point. It's you've left your little darts that you're hurling are leaving they're clearly stuck into some of its joints in a way that it's having trouble moving around now.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I needed to roll a d6, didn't I?
Oh, yes, you did. Go ahead and do that now. Okay, so that was higher, so you don't need to mark the stress. All right. How about? Yeah.
Who are you going to call for?
I was starting to call for Basilius, but I shouldn't do that. I need you guys to take the lead on
Okay.
this.
I will try to clear the babies off of me with another breath of lightning. Fun.
Yeah, gotcha.
And this guy was go with the. That is
look
a
at that.
17 with
Nice.
17
hope.
with hope. So take another hope, and then.
I think that's
roll
my
your
first
damage.
hope of the game.
All right.
Actually, 4 points. Only 4 points
okay.
of damage though.
So that is below their major threshold, but they do still take 1 hit point of damage. So you've gotten so now total between your 2 successful attacks, you've kind of cut them about in half. Like there's
I say.
There's half as many as there were to start.
Okay, so that's me. I think we're up to you, Zeke.
We can go in any order.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
Zeke hasn't
Yeah.
gone in the last 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, if you can't, one of the things that
Yeah.
this like prompts is people who say, "Okay, I'm going to do a thing." You just can do the thing,
Yeah.
and if somebody's thinking, then they,
Yeah.
then
So
that
definitely,
wait,
it's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we obviously want to make sure everyone's getting a chance, but also it's okay to have people repeat before everybody has gone if it makes sense in the fiction that way.
Yeah.
Okay, while you're thinking, can I
Yeah.
make an attack?
That's the problem. Is I was thinking is what I was trying to do is see if I could use my beast form, but I'm so low that the beast forms are small and they're not really helpful in this
Right.
purely combat situation.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like a first level druid in D&D.
Yeah. But I've got a lot of hope to spend, so I was trying to figure out, all right, well, what can I do with that? And mostly what I can do with it is I can spend it to help I can spend 3 hope to cast regeneration on somebody if somebody needs the healing.
I don't think anybody's too terribly
I mean,
wounded yet.
Yeah.
Curia has
Yeah.
taken
3 out of
3.
6.
3
Yeah.
out of 6. All right, so I'll do that for Curia.
Okay.
All right.
And I'll spend 3 hope. 1, 2, 3. And that's 1d4.
What does this look like when you do it, when you cast this regeneration?
I think basically what this looks like is Zeke leaping over and just giving Curia a hug.
Aw.
Oh.
All right. So you need to roll for the there you go.
Yep. So you get 3 back.
Hey,
All right.
I
Nice.
cleared them all.
Yeah.
Bright flings a glitter ball at the juveniles far away because it's far away,
Sure.
and he can do that.
Yeah.
Uh, and that
Okay.
is a 16 with fear.
It is a success with fear, so let me take my fear and then go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, the first one's a run, so I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay. Because that you have the ability to do that.
And it's also a one.
Also a one. Okay.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
So
So
that's-
I mean,
yeah.
it's still a hit, and it's still going to do some damage. They can't mark armor in that way. Oh, you know what? I just realized I could have had more fear because these scorpions have a reaction when they make a successful attack against a PC. I gain a fear. I haven't been doing that, but I'll go ahead and leave it as they are right now. But the young scorpion is going to take another hit point, and that one's pretty wounded now as well. And so I think because it is now my turn, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have the two remaining big ones. Well, okay. At this point, my current spotlight, I'm only moving one of them, but the young one has now been frightened enough, and so it's going to start trying to run away. I think that it will, it's moving from very close to far range. And at this point, it would be a question of like, do you, you could let it go and it would probably not come back, but also it's got that precious venom in the stinger.
Mhm.
So up to you guys. So yeah, I think the that spotlight just then is for moving that one, and I'm going to spend a fear to do the other one as well. And you know what? I'm going to spend 2 fear to have the scarred one also move, but then I'm going to have the baby ones who don't know any better move in and attack Bright.
Oh.
Because they're just kind of scattered and confused at this point. They rolled a 1 on the d20, so yeah, I think they're like, they kind of don't know what they're doing now. But yes, so both scarred scorpion and the young juvenile scorpion are trying to move away, and they've gone in different directions.
So is this a new round?
I mean, it's not
There are
really
no new
rounds.
rounds.
Yep.
It is just
Well,
it's just
yep.
you go when it makes sense to go.
So if I can go, I would like to go after. I would like to,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Nobody's
fire
stopping
Go
you.
for it.
Yep.
at young one.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's a 21 with fear.
With
Wow.
fear.
Yeah.
With fear, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with
So
the
go ahead
damage,
and roll the
huh?
damage. Yeah.
9.
9 is enough to dispatch that one.
Okay.
So what does it look like with your
So-
attack?
Basically, it's running, it's scuttling, and it's about to like jump behind a rock outcropping, but it just falls dead because darts sticking out of the side of its
All right.
thorax.
So I'm going to use my spotlight from your roll with fear to move the babies to attack. I'm going to roll a d6 to see who they attack. And the order is 1 will be Bright, 2 Kyria, 3 Clem, 4 Zeke, 5 Busilius. We'll see if what happens if it's a 6. It is a 6, which I'll just roll again. 4. So Zeke, you got baby scorpions coming your way. They rolled a 4 on the d20, so that's a 2 is the result. Yeah, they're not being very effective right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pull out my enchanted boomerang, which is really just a bent meat hook,
All right.
and throw it at the remaining scorpion. We're down to one scorpion and babies, right?
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
that's
Okay,
correct.
so I'm gonna throw this enchanted meat hook at the remaining scorpion.
Alright.
That
Alright.
is a 16 with fear.
Yeah, so 16 does hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Boy, my penchant for rolling terribly and it now
Okay.
goes the fear one, so it's 7 damage.
Yeah, so that is enough to do 1 hit point of damage, which is what it had left. So
Yes.
I'm afraid to say that your meat hook does not return to you because it is embedded in a scorpion.
Okay, I have to get my.
Well, theoretically, we should be able to go and retrieve it.
Well, we
Yeah.
still have little babies left to deal with.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Yeah.
we got to do the babies and get this venom.
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
not too
I'm gaining a fear.
Yeah.
And it is now spotlight, so the babies are going to attack. I'm going to once again roll the d6. Look, Zeke, you're up again.
Wow.
You
Yep.
know, they were nearby. Wow, it's a natural 1 on the d20 that time. Yeah, okay, not working, not working for them. However, what I will say right now is that I'm going to spend a fear to say, all of you, no, I'll say, just all of you feel a little bit of a breeze and catch just a little bit of a hint of, wait, is that lavender
no.
I smell?
Oh no.
Oh no. Bad.
Uh-oh.
You don't see anything, but you do
But-
catch just a little bit of a whiff of lavender. So, yeah. So in any case, yeah. Now all of the big scorpions are dead, and there's just a couple of the babies left.
Okay.
Is going to use his sledgehammer to kind of like swing at the little ones and try to clear them out.
What?
Mm-hmm. All right.
There we go. It's
Okay.
a 9 with hope.
That's a 9 with hope. So you do get a hope, but it is wait, hang on. What's the target on these guys? Yeah, I'm sorry. It is a failure. They are skittering around chaotically enough that you keep sort of, this is whack a scorpion, but you're not getting any tickets.
Nope.
Yeah. So they're gonna go ahead and attack you as a result. Look at that. 11 minus 2 is 9. Does that beat your evasion?
Yep.
It does?
It does.
All
Mine's
right.
only 8.
Oh.
Well, in that case then, let's see. They're going to do, because there's not that many left, they only do 2 physical damage to you. However, are you going to mark the HP, or are you going to use armor to make it nothing?
I'll mark armor. I've still got 4 of that left.
All right. So they have a,
left now.
they have a reaction where they can make you do extra damage if you're marking damage, but you're not.
Oh,
So you do mark the armor though. Okay. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That was,
babies
that was
left.
with hope.
Yep.
So, Bright is like, I don't know about you, but I smell lavender. So I'm going to walk over to the one dead scorpion that's nearby because the other 2 ran away. To the mother scorpion. I'm just going to take out the paring knife, which is the other weapon that I have, and just slice off the stinger. I'm not going to milk it. I'm just going to slice off the stinger to carry with me to as I and then take my move, hobbling away at maximum grandpa speed toward the other 2.
All right.
And you said you smell that? Oh yeah, so
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like we need to get out of here.
All right.
Yep.
So,
yeah, you know what? I if you still took the thing that we need to get the venom, yeah, I think I would beat feet too.
well,
Now,
so
do we need to-
Bright got 1 of them. You don't know
We're
how
still-
much venom.
Yeah,
you're
we
gonna
need to get them all.
I mean,
Yeah.
more is
I mean,
better.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Well, there's the mossy one is still nearby, and then there's the juvenile and
Mhm.
the scarred one are over further away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody go after mossy one.
Yeah.
I'm going after the
Kyria,
one I killed and get my hook back
Okay.
too.
Yeah, so I am currently not making you roll to just cut the stinger off the end because that's kind of a like a sort of a brute force operation.
Mhm.
I'll allow that to just
Yeah.
happen. However, of course, the more stuff you're doing
Yep.
is taking time, right?
Yeah. Can I borrow Bright's knife and I'll go grab the juvenile?
Sure, just come over here because I ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll follow you and then I'll head in that direction.
So,
Okay.
and Kyria would like to use deft maneuvers to sprint over to the um I believe it was Scar that got to far distance.
I think at this point I'm not too worried about like the
Okay, yeah.
you know what, like how about this, if the point is that you're all trying to get the stingers of all of the other ones and you're ignoring the
Yeah.
remaining babies, then we can just say that that happens.
Yeah.
However, it is
Okay.
taking some time and you're all aware that the smell is more significant, and I think that you're all going to recognize too, these big scorpions could certainly yield a lot more interesting ingredients if you took the time. But you can also just choose to escape with the stingers if that is your choice.
Yeah.
We were told to run if we smelled lavender, so we're
Mm,
following.
true.
This time we will run, but we
We're
will be
doing our
back.
mission and then running.
But
Yep.
we will be back because it might actually be good eats in these things.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ask at this point then for a group runaway roll. So this is an agility
Agility.
roll. Who wants to be the leader of this agility roll?
I will.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so everybody else needs to roll agility, and we'll determine if that's helpful or harmful. Also, we didn't do this the first time, but we should this time, is that when each of you is rolling your help or your contribution, you should say, like, what you're sort of doing to participate in everybody run away now. Could just be like a description of what you look like as you're running away.
Yeah, Bright is reciting from the holy scripture as he goes. It's mostly incoherent, and that is 15.
Okay, so it's a 15, which is a success in this case. I didn't tell you the target, but I'll tell you now that it was a 12 is the target. All right, so Basilius, you got a 19.
A
That's
19, a
going to be another
19. So,
+1.
yep. And so I'm exhorting people. I'm really having a little electricity crackle my hands to just like convince the rest of us. Let's go, go, go.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like a little nightlight in a bit.
Yeah.
Um, Clem is Clem holds up his hammer and he's like, "By Donatello, we've done it!" And but he's like, "But I want to get back so I can celebrate." And I'm gonna hightail it out of there.
All right,
Yeah.
so go ahead and
Yeah.
do your roll. Look, that's a 14. So yeah, that's +3 so far,
Yep.
and
And
another 15. Yeah, that's,
yeah, and I think Zeke is trying to help Bright hobble a little faster.
Oh
All
no.
right, so Kyria, go ahead and make your agility roll. It's gonna be whatever you get +4.
+4.
And now the hope or fear does matter
Okay,
for the
so
final roll.
I'm a so it'd be +2. So
No, it's
I
plus. Okay,
well,
so roll your agility roll. Whatever you get, it's +4. Okay.
I put in the 4.
Okay.
Right.
All right. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. So yeah, that is an 11, which is actually not a success.
Oh
Um,
no!
It is with hope, so do take a hope.
Yay!
But it is a failure. And so I think what happens here is that you're all sort of hurrying away, but you have not gotten as far as you would have liked to when you all sort of feel like a tremble in the ground, and a strange like roar call behind you, and you look and you see that there is a gargantuan bird-like creature that's standing on like tall legs where uh you would only get up to like bird legs have knees, don't they?
Yeah.
Just trying to think what
Mhm.
bird legs look like. Uh, but
Well, I mean, it
yes.
depends. Is like stork legs or
So
like chicken
yes,
legs?
so
Or...
I want you to imagine a monstrous kingfisher.
Oh dear.
But it is, you are not up to its torso. You are like its legs are longer than any of you are tall. And it has landed, and it is currently like picked up one of the scorpion carcasses and is sort of like shaking it around, but then it drops it, and as you kind of have all sort of stopped to turn around to see this thing, it drops the scorpion it had, and it's eyeing all of you. So you're a ways away. It hasn't necessarily shown an immediate intent to attack, but it has certainly noticed you.
Yeah.
I think it's after the scorpion tails.
Or us. Let's keep
Yeah.
running.
Yeah. Keep
Okay.
beating feet.
All right. So I think this time, then, if you want to just do another group agility roll to keep running, we can. But the target this time is 14 instead of 12.
Oh boy.
Because
boy.
it's absolutely noticed you at this point. So if you want to still have Kyria be the leader, then we can still apply that.
Yep.
You know, it's like, okay, faster would be better. Okay.
Success.
Yeah, so that's one success.
Oh.
Wow, yeah,
Failure.
okay,
Oh, well,
that's
Yeah,
it
but the
is
crit doesn't count.
No, you know what? I think a crit does count on this. I'm going to say that it does. I'll look it up later, but it makes sense to me that it would.
Okay.
I think it does, because like otherwise it potentially makes a crit a bad thing, and I that doesn't make sense to me. So I think it, since we're just trying to rule whether it is a crit, always counts as a success with hope. So so what we've got is a +1, a +1, and then a 9 is a -1,
And
then
another
a 4
minus
is
one.
another
Oh,
-1.
God.
So basically, you've got completely neutral.
Even.
They all
Standard
cancel
roll.
each other out. So Kyria, let's get your agility roll.
Hey,
Looking for 14,
hey.
15
Nice.
with hope. So take another hope, and I
Oh.
think that as you are all scrambling, you do start hearing doom, 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 and you look back, and this thing is sort of stalking towards you. But as you are, you've put enough distance between it that it does eventually kind of stop and sort of just eye you, and then go back to its easy already killed prey. And
I think when it stops, like Carrie just glanced over her shoulder, then just says, "Don't stop, just keep going, keep going."
Yep. So you have escaped it, and so what I'm going to do, just because we're already past when our normal finish time would be, but because I would like us to be able to make use of the mechanic at least once, is that the scorpion stingers that you have harvested each are going to give you 2 ingredients. One is here, let me pull up my little notes on this. One is the venom itself. So recall that each of you can only hold 2 ingredients yourself, but collectively each stinger is going to give you sort of 1 dose of ghost scorpion venom, which has the flavor profile of 1 sour, 1 savory. I am going to expect you all to keep these notes, because this is going to be part of you guys creating your cookbook, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have, from 4 stingers, you're going to have 4 doses of ghost scorpion venom. But you're also going to be able to get, because there's like muscles in the stinger tip, you're going to have some ghost scorpion meat as well. Not a huge amount, but it's going to each one of those servings of it is going to be one savory and one salty, which is a D12 and a D6. And so, if we imagine that you've reached a place of relative safety, just because so we can use the mechanic, I'm going to encourage you to take a rest here, and we can do the make a feast just so we can kind of use that
Yes.
mechanic.
Yes.
So what that also means is that those of you who have hope available, you can gather blooms to see if you can get some seasonings and add-ons for your feast, and then decide what you want to make.
Okay.
So
I will spend a hope to look for a bloom.
Okay.
Yeah, so for the venom, that was one sour and one
One
salt-
savory. One sour,
Savory.
one savory for
I
the
wrote
venom.
it down. It's Ghost Scorpion Venom is one sour, one savory. We have
Okay.
4.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. So you know what? I should have. And so the meat instead of savory, have that. Let's have that be one salty. So one
It was
salty.
all
salty.
salty.
It
Okay.
was
No,
one savory, one salty.
Okay. So have it be one salty, one sweet then.
Okay.
Just so that you have a little bit more of a mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how much of that do we have?
Also, it's maybe a little bit like crab meat.
So 4
Yeah.
of those too.
Yeah, we have 4 of
yeah.
those too.
Okay.
Yes. And so if you are, we got one gathering bloom. Roll.
Yeah, I will. I'll gather bloom too.
Okay.
I
Well,
will-
each of you who want to do that, roll just your D12, just a D12, and you spend the hope to do
Yep.
it.
And that's
all
one
right.
hope.
Yes, and you can do just the one. All right. So, Dove finds a savory bloom. What does it look like?
A savory bloom?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think it is a tuber.
Okay.
Like it is kind of real dense, salty.
Okay.
Salty,
What is it
dense,
called? Let's name this thing. And it doesn't have to be just you necessarily. We can, as a group, let's name this savory tuber.
I think it is meat root.
Meat root. All right.
Meat root.
Meat root. All right. Meat root is savory. So you got one of those. And Bright, you have found something sour.
Something sour.
Mhm.
In accordance with the benevolence of the great elder Golden Slime, I have found sponge slimes, which
Sponge
when you
slimes.
squeeze them, give a sour vinegary
Right.
juice.
Okay. And Basilius, you got a 5, which is bitter.
All right. It's we're gonna call it underground cilantro.
Underground cilantro. Okay. All right, great. So you have I'm just counting. Actually, I think you know what? I'll allow it in this case, but I think technically speaking, the 5 of you should only be able to have 10 ingredients total. And so if you had 2 from each stinger already, you should only be able to get 2 more. But let's just say you have the ones that we just got right now. And because you gathered these for this feast that you're making right now, I'll say that that kind of doesn't count in that same way because you're not carrying it. But so what that means is you now have, the 4 Ghost Scorpion Venoms, which of course was what you were sent here to get, but you could use some of it if you wanted. It's presumably spicy. You also have the 4 Ghost Scorpion meat, and you have meat root and underground cilantro and sponge slimes.
I think we
So-
should save the venom and use the meat and our
blooms,
meat root,
yeah.
sponge slime, and cilantro and see what we get.
All right. And so
Yeah.
you can use as many of them as you want. So like you have 4 of the scorpion meat. You don't have to put all 4 of them in there. You can
Remember,
save
they're
some.
getting a higher total is good,
It's
but
true.
we're also
The more
not
dice, the
down
more.
a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
exactly.
but we're also not down a lot of stress and hit points.
Hmm.
So
You can definitely
so I
save
think
some, but your inventory to carry it is
yeah.
not infinite either.
Yeah, so I'm gonna I'm gonna use the squeeze slime juice, and
Okay.
just put so for 1 sour in there.
Okay, let me get my so a sour is a D10. Let me put that in there for you.
Yep, I will put in
Alright.
my cilantro, which is
And
bitter.
the cilantro is the bitter, which is the D8.
Are we
And
looking
get-
at the bowl screen?
Yeah. Are you not on it?
Okay,
No.
we see
I'm
the
sorry.
map.
Yeah, let me put you on there. Yep, there you go. I had it on
Okay,
the stream,
and
but yeah.
I'd
Okay.
say definitely meat root. So
Okay.
that is a
D12.
savory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll donate my ghost scorpion meat.
Okay, so I think I said sweet and salty for that, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So
I think we want to put 2 of the ghost scorpion meat in there.
Yeah, I'll donate my meat as well.
okay. There we go. So we got 2 of those. All right. Anything else?
I think that's one from everybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody's
So
consistent.
before I start rolling it, and we find out how good this meal actually ends up being. I want you to all tell me how you're preparing it. This is part of what's fun about this concept.
So,
Is if you
Clem-
watch Delicious in Dungeon, it matters how you.
Yeah, you
prepare
know how
it.
to.
So Clem uses his hammer to break the carapace of the scorpion so we can get to the meat, and then he uses it then to tenderize it so it's actually edible because these are very large critters.
Hmm.
So it pounds the meat into a pulp.
All right.
So not even to a pulp, more like a cutlet.
Okay, so kind of flattened out. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Nice, nice.
And so we've got the cilantro and the juice, and what's the other ingredient we had?
Meat root.
Was the meat root.
Meat root.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
It
juice could
gives
almost
it
make
a
a like a
little more
ceviche out of
savory.
it.
Well, you got savory as opposed to salty from the
Yeah.
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 So it's just
So-
richness there, I think.
So yeah.
You do skew
While
it?
while you're preparing the meat over there, uh, uh, uh,
Maybe get
Bright
some butter.
is taking the blooms that we've got and grinding them together to make a kind of a marinade, and then as we fry the flattened pieces of scorpion meat, we're basting it with this and flipping it over and basting it and preparing it that way. So so it's a pan fried scorpion meat with um, savory savory vinaigrette.
Nice.
Yeah.
I will figure out eventually a way for you all to do these rolls, but I think right now it'll only let me do it. But and I'm sure there's a way, but I don't want to mess with it right now. So I'll just do the rolling if that's all right. And in the future,
Yeah.
we can have that be more democratic.
Mhm.
But so we do our first roll, and it looks like we've got 2 twos, so that's a match.
Mhm.
Set those aside. And then nothing else is a match, but we go ahead and roll again. We don't have to remove any because we had a match for the first one. Look at that. We
No
got
match.
2
Those are
threes. Whoops.
threes. Mhm.
Yeah, so we remove those threes. And roll one more. Whoops. No matches there,
matches.
so you can remove one of the 3, and then we can roll again.
Removes the D12. That's the least likely to match the others.
Okay.
One more shot.
And
Well,
then of course
okay.
neither of those match, so we would have to remove another, and then there's only one left. So,
Yeah.
so what that means is the result is 2 because we've got a match of 2 and 3, and we've got a match of 3, so that's 5, which is not the best, but it's it's solid, especially since you didn't necessarily need a whole lot. So among each of you now has 5 points that you can use to clear stress, clear hit points, or gain hope, however you choose to divide them up.
Well, since I'm completely uninjured, I can take 5 hope.
No, I
with
think
with the caveat that you can only have total of 6 hope.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes. Well, I was completely out, so
All right. Well, there you go.
That was good. I only had to remove 1 stress and 1 hit point.
Yeah.
I would could basically flavor part of the feast as helping recover from poison.
Oh, yeah. Well, so yes, the poison was going to last until your next rest, which is now anyway.
yeah.
But yeah, so I would say basically as you are, as you are settling in for this rest and preparing the feast, I think the poison does start to wear. It occurs to me that probably when we were doing those agility checks, I should have had you do your D6 there.
Well,
But that's all right. We it's fine. Okay, well,
okay,
you
so
would
I
have had
take
to
2.
mark another 2 stress then. Do you want to do that too, Zeke?
Um.
You don't
Yeah.
have to. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
roll
no.
2d6 then, and if either of them is 4 or below, all right. Yeah. So that would be marking another 2 stress that you would need to
Okay.
factor
So I'll
in.
just take that off of the amount that I was clearing for the.
All right.
I would have been up to 3, and with the 5, that cleared that off.
Okay, so I wanted to get us at least to this point, so we're a little later than we usually run, but that's Daggerheart.
thank you, Christiana.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Sure.
This was fun.
No, this was
Sure.
fun.
And
Yeah.
so perhaps another time in the near future, we will return to our Beast Feast adventure. If we have everybody, we will return to our Masks adventure, but either way, we will return for more adventure on so many levels.
So many levels.
So many recipes.